How we all doing, everyone? All right, let me get everything situated. Everything should be ready to go. I got the chat ready here. I got the stats, everything. I think I'm streaming live right now. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff to catch up on. I know I'm far behind on reacting to a lot of stuff. So I'm just gonna head right on into it. Dive into the delusions and cope and all that fun stuff. Just making sure the audio works, and let's just get started. No particular order for these clips, just things I did want to cover, and I didn't have the patience to put it in chronological event order type thing, but it's fine. Alright, audio seems to be working good. Everything's working. Alright.
Here's Phil to tell you more.
All right. So here's the thing. I'm about to tell you the actual truth. However, there's still people who aren't going to believe it.
Why start now, Phil? Why all of a sudden? I'm sorry, I know it literally just started. I'm already pausing it. But why bother starting telling the truth now? Like, every time he says, okay, this is the truth, we're supposed to believe him. But 9 times out of 10, it's already just a lie anyway. So why should we believe him now, of all times? You're like, okay, this one's the truth for real. It's literally the boy who cried wolf over here. Like, why start now, though?
There's still people who will never be satisfied, no matter what I tell you.
Everything that I said in that segment on stream was a lie. Literally, every time someone asked me about WWE champions, I lied.
Because to me, my personal spending, things I was doing off stream, was no one's business. Okay? And every time someone brought it up, I'm like, this is so stupid. This is dumb. You know what I'm saying? And I
it's
just lied
dumb
to
that
get
you
it out
spent
of the way.
that kind of money and that you were still begging for the money
for so long to lie
Oh
about
my
it, to get
gosh.
people to just forget about it. But I forgot. Well, not really forgot, but I definitely underestimated the anal nature of these people who stalk me. All right, they
has lied and knowingly taken money from fans to pay for WWE champions. Lied to fans' faces about the vest streak and other fundraising spending.
I didn't know.
Has committed bankruptcy and tax fraud. Lied to a judge.
Discord versus like no on your name and shit like that. So you know, for me,
lied about the bank leap.
Do you really, if you're a person who's coming to my stream and you just want to watch the content and have fun, do you want to hear about? Has
insulted detractors for years. He's right on. Mighty D's right on about.
My fans did not care about me playing WWE champion.
Your fans did care. The fact that you were taking all their money and wasting it on WWE champions.
My fans did not care about any of that shit. All right. When I was doing a fundraiser for a week to pay taxes, yeah, that's literally what it was. Yeah, there was some misspeaking and things over time about exactly directly where the money was going, but it was because I was kind of desperate for that week, you know. But the WWE Champions thing, 100%.
Lied to his mother.
I always lied about it because I thought it wasn't important. It was just something that my detractors were trying to do. Because again, they tried to get me time and time again over the years.
Lied to his new boyfriends.
That wasn't true. They had finally found one stupid little thing.
That was true.
Now, right? So, I'm going to tell you this the truth now. But
okay,
again,
Phil.
Many of you are not going to believe it. I can't make you believe it. And
pretended he didn't know how to play. Yep.
I'm gonna open up for the first time about this topic ever right now here tonight. And some of you, if this is it for you and you can't take it and you want to leave and you're not going to come back, I can't stop you.
Lied about the Line account app, lied about his Discord account, lied about the name change on it, all this shit. And he still lies in this video because he claims, I mean, we're going to see it in a second, but he claims he sold that account. We know goddamn well he never sold that fucking account. And if he did sell that account, he would have some kind of, like, receipt showing the proof that he sold that account when he clearly doesn't. Because he never sold it. So it's like he's still lying within the lie. Or claims he's coming forth and being honest for the first time in his life, right? And yet within that truth-telling, he's still lying. So it's like, I mean, we all knew forever that it was his account. There was no doubt in anyone's mind. There's so much circumstantial evidence that he finally could not keep continuing to lie because June got him fair and square on the documentary. So it's like, yeah.
But for those who've been here through this journey with me, by 16 years,
Yep, publicly mock people with gambling addictions.
Month I just had of resurgence, you know,
lied to his new boyfriends, even though they consistently asked him about it.
Hope that the things that people have been saying to me are true.
And insulted hundreds of people for mentioning
about
it.
My past and the shit that I was doing, you know, that was stupid and bad.
Hundreds of people.
I admit it was stupid and
like,
bad.
by all accounts, like, his actual fans should leave him for this. This is such an egregious and awful thing for him to lie about. And all the negative shit that you're looking at right here, this whole list and more of shit that he has done to his fans. How many hundreds of people has he banned? And some of those aren't just detractors. Those are his actual fans that he had banned for asking him questions about it. You know what I mean? By all accounts, all the negative shit that he has done around this, his fans should leave his ass for. Of course, they're not going to because they're fucking brainwashed because it's a goddamn cult. But they should leave him for this.
Okay? All right. So, ready? Admission number 1. Yes, the They Call Me DSP account in WWE Champions is my account. Okay? That's admission number 1. It is. It always was. Okay? Now, it was very stupid of me to name it They Call Me DSP. You might say, why was he so dumb to name that account that? Because when I opened it in 2017, when the game launched, I didn't think anyone was going to ever give a fuck about my mobile game spending. I had already
neglected his wife, his cat, and his house to pay for this account. Love that. Has continued to beg for years to help with quote-unquote bills, when in reality it was all going to WWE Champions, repeatedly lied to people and LARPed in the game that he wasn't.
Such as Dokkan, Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle, Supercard,
gaslighting a bunch of people
and others as well. And like for me, it was like, who
changed
cares?
his WWE account
I'd already
to hide
publicly
from
posted
detractors.
and talked about playing those games, spending money on them and shit.
Yeah,
right?
we knew you were playing
so
it. We
I
knew
never
it was
in my
yours.
wildest dreams thought that it would ever blow up in the way that it did. Okay? Fair enough. So, what ended up happening was, the game came out, 2017? And I barely played it that hardcore. Like the first year.
And it's such a shitty game. Like we're all seeing him like play the game on his channel now, right? After how many years of detractors telling him he should do that. And it's such a horrible, shitty game to spend money on. It's such a waste of money. Like, I know in general most gacha games are a waste of money, but at least like there are some good gacha games where it doesn't paywall you. You can play the game however long you want without needing to spend any money in. And B, actually has good gameplay. Like, again, I'm sorry, but Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, Tower Fantasy is another good one. Zenless Zero, whatever that one is. These all have good, fun gameplay, and you don't have to spend money. Like the company that makes those games, it doesn't like paywall you. It's not like a prick where it forces you to spend money to advance to the next stage. You can play the game as much as you want without spending a dime. You know what I mean? But this is just total trash.
So the second year where the game actually got like redesigned to be more serious of a game. And so then it kind of warranted more time, more spending, etc. Well, I played it for what? It came out in 2017. So I would say I played it for like 2.5 years. And I think about year 1 or 2, like a year in, 2 years in, it got, you know, to the point where everyone wanted to form guilds and factions because big events were being based in the game around that. So that's when I joined my first faction. And I was, you know, playing along with the faction. At the time, I was low. I wasn't, you know, I didn't have a good account or anything. They were teaching me along the way
how to spend money in the game,
play the game and shit like
how
that.
to spend money in the game, yeah.
And basically, after
this
like,
is how you spend. This is how you do spend money.
Wrong in my head. I can't tell you times of anything because I don't know because I never tracked it. Eventually, after being with this group for a while, I became one of the leaders of the faction. Okay, So, and then I was with them probably a year more. Okay. And
Gambling addict.
so of course there's going to be like, there was Discord, you know, chats and things like that. There never was an issue with any of this. Never. And then all of a sudden, somehow someone had discovered that there was a WWE champion's name of my name.
I think that was TJ Gamebox, pretty sure, or someone close to him. Wow.
And I guess what it is someone who had played the game, knew how the accounts worked or whatever, and they did money, and they said he spent thousands of dollars on the game, right? Based on some calculation that they had made. I'll be honest with you, I don't even know what it is, because I don't watch my detractors shit. Okay? And I'm not here to tell you I didn't spend money on the game. I absolutely
How much did you spend, Phil?
Okay? A good amount of money on WWE.
Yeah, way too much.
I'm here to fess on this, right? This is the big moment, correct? What ended up happening was,
see, and like, obviously he's going to look bad no matter what when it comes to him admitting that it was his account. Because obviously it is his account, and therefore he's going to look bad. But if he had fessed up to Craig during the actual Such Goals interview, I think most people would have been more forgiving if DSP had come clean and fessed up that it was his account on the Side Goals interview than waiting to the June the King documentary and then coming clean on the June the King doc instead of the Side Scrollers. You know what I mean? Because the Side Scrollers, like, they were giving him every opportunity to take the out, to just come clean and admit that it was his account, admit that he was lying. And I don't think that as many people would be upset with him if he had actually come clean during that, as opposed to, during doing it now, when more people would have more of a bad taste in his mouth because he had continued to lie since the interview for how many fucking like, I mean, I know it's only been a year, but like, how many times has he lied within that year to how many different people, and how many more egregious things has he done by banning people and all this other stupid shit over that when he could have had come clean a year ago?
Basically, my detractors, seeing that there was this name that said,
"Oh, it's all our fault, though,"
money in the game, went on this insane stalker spree, basically trying to get me like banned from the game. All right. What they found is that obviously the makers of the game don't care that I have haters online.
Again, there's no real proof that any detractor actually wanted to get you banned from the game per se. It was more they were trying to get evidence that it was you, and they succeeded in that because we have gathered so much circumstantial evidence to prove that it is you, that you are forced to come clean after how many years of this rumor going around. So we succeeded in proving that it was you, to the whole point where you had no choice but to come clean about it, Phil.
They don't give two fucks. So the attempt to like get to the company and shit, no one cared, right? So what they ended up doing is they started actually sending in clandestine people into the servers, like the Discord
clandestine people. Okay.
The clan that I was in, the faction I was in, to join and then start tracking conversations, trying to get all this information. Eventually what happened was, I guess, a detractor literally made shit up. They had made a fake Discord conversation between me and the actual guy who had like founded this faction I was in, that it was some weird, I can't even remember what it was, but basically it was like a fake conversation between me and this person saying that like he had agreed to do all kinds of favors and shit if I kept spending money on the game. Like, it was a weird conversation, right? But basically they doxed the guy. Like, they put it on Kiwi Farm. All right. So because the guy had gotten doxxed, now it had escalated. It's not just, oh, they're trying to talk to the company to get my account, you know, kicked. They're not just having trolls join the server.
So why didn't you stop
the leader of?
So why'd you keep playing the game? Why'd you keep spending money when you are the one technically responsible for getting these people in trouble by proxy? So like, maybe you're like, hey, I'm gonna lay low and stop playing this game for a while and switch to a different game or something like that.
The
faction
I was in. And he confronted me about it. I'm like, dude, I have nothing to do with this. You know,
it's
messed up that it happened. I'm really sorry, but obviously I can't control these people for what they're doing or whatever. And all along, you know, I'm denying to the faction that I'm this streamer. I'm like, no, I'm not that streamer. That's not me. Okay.
Lying.
Well, what ended up happening was, even though I had been in that faction for like 1-2 years, I don't remember the time frame again. I don't have that data. They kicked me from the faction. Okay, they outright just kicked me from the faction and said, "Fuck you, get out." Okay, so after kicking me from the faction, now I had already invested like 2 years into the game.
And how much money?
I didn't want all that time investment and money investment to go to waste. So I went around looking for other factions, and that's when you could see this TJ Gamebox or whatever, who says that I joined his faction, right? And then all of a sudden, my trolls were following me around from faction to faction, joining the faction as well, just to track, you know.
And TJ Gamebox was never a detractor. He was always a player in the game and found out about you and started tracking your shit from that.
How much money was
we
being
didn't
spent
convince him to do that.
Dox the other people in the faction, okay? So I probably joined and got kicked out of 2-3 different factions as a result of this. Okay.
Doesn't even know.
Basically, after all that happening, I was fed up. And I was like, I wonder, is there a way around this? Is there a way that I could just like protect my identity in the game? Well, the game doesn't let you change your name. All right. So I did actually at one point, I reached out to the people who ran the game. Right. And I said, is there a way we could change my name so that no one would know that I'm this person? And then I stop harassing everyone around me? Because listen, I want to keep playing your game. I've invested time and money into it, but I can't. Everywhere I go, these people are harassing and doxing everywhere.
And he was spending so much money at the time, too.
The company, you know, who owns the game, who makes the game, said, yeah, we can see if we can change your name or whatever. Okay. So I can't remember the exact specifics of how it all went down. All right. But to make a long story short, they are so dumb. All right. I explained to them, you know, the timing of everything. Like, here's how you do it. What I will do is I will quit a faction that I'm in. All right. You change my name when I'm out of a faction. Now there's no way to track me because no one knows where I am. Then I could join a new faction. Okay. Great. They idiotically changed my name before the time we had agreed to. So everyone saw the name change. I was still in the faction. People were still tracking the account and they saw the name change. They fucked it up. All right. So at this point now, it's like there's no way at all that I'm going to be able to play this game because everywhere I go and everything I do,
everywhere I go,
or whatever. So after a series of months kind of laying low, I think like a month or two, I didn't even have a faction, and then I tried to join a couple other factions, and they kept following me around these factions, to harass and troll and shit like that. Eventually, I just gave up, and I said I'm never going to be able to play this game ever again. But I've got a lot of shit invested in this game, okay? Now, I'm going to leave it at that for now. We're going to go back to there, all right? Some of the things that my detractors have said over the years are outright lies. For example, that whole story about the Line app, okay? That's false. Once I did register for Line app, okay? It had nothing to do with WWE Champions at all, all right? It actually had to do with, and why would I lie, right? Right now, I'm literally already telling you this. So why would I lie about this part, okay? I never used Line app to play WWE Champions. The Line app account was because I had a potential sponsorship opportunity lined up. And basically, I found out basically when I started to research it, it was a scam. It was like a scam company who was going to fuck me basically somehow. But they wanted to communicate via Line app. Now, I actually don't know if like it was a detractor or something. I have no clue.
HADX.
Right? But yeah, it was fucked. It was like really fucked. You know, and basically, the Line app thing's bullshit. Okay, the line app thing's complete bullshit. On top of that, a lot of the shit that was said about WWE Champions was outright lies. Okay,
like what?
So for example,
all the money you
my
spent?
detractors would go out and be like, Phil spent $2,000, $3,000 in a weekend or whatever on WWE Champions. It's completely wrong. They have no idea what they're talking about. Either they don't know how the game works, or they're.
So is he still going based off the fact that the bank leaks were not correct? Because the bank leaks show just how much money you were dumping into this game. Not to mention you had TJ Gamebox, who was literally tracking all the spending your account that you admitted it was your account was spending on the game. And I don't think TJ Gamebox, like, he has no reason to lie to detractors when he was never detracted to begin with. He was legitimately a player of the game, a fan of the game, right? So why the hell would TJ Gamebox lie about how much money your account was spending, Phil? It doesn't make any sense.
Purposefully overinflating numbers. You know, there were weekends, this is back then, you know, we're talking years ago, where I spent a couple $100s in a weekend on the game. Admit that. They would say I spent $1,200. Where are you getting that information from?
Yeah, he probably
right?
would like that.
Again, they could be grossly exaggerating on purpose because they know there's no real way to verify this. If I say something, I'm publicly exposing myself, right?
What about the bank leaks, Phil?
Every time they say that, oh, he spent this on the game, he spent that on the game, it's always wrong. In fact, what I can tell you
Okay,
is that,
yeah, sure. Yeah, it's just conveniently it's always wrong, and we're the ones at fault, not him. Okay, so how much money did you spend then, huh, Phil? What lie are you going to come up with? I only spent a couple $100 on the account, and I was still able to sell the account for a lot of money. What?
in regards
Why
to
would anyone want to? Why would anyone want to buy your shitty WWE Champions account if you didn't whale out and spend a shitload of money on the game? You know what I'm saying? It's like no one would be willing to buy your account if you just had like a couple good characters or whatever it is and only spent a little bit of money on it, right? The only reason people would want to buy your account in the first place is if you spent a crazy amount of money and had all this good shit on it. Even though you didn't actually sell it anyway.
the game, there are always ways to like score points in an event that's not spending. And a lot of the times what it is, it's based on previous spending. So let's say last month you spent some money and you got one of the good characters, the new character, you could use them in the next month, right? To score in that event. But they're saying, oh, the only way that we know how much he spent is because it's based on like coin pulls. So he must have pulled this many coins or this many loot pulls to get this many points in the event. That's not how the game works. But they claim it is. But that's not how the game works at all. So
the guy who isn't a detractor, who is playing the actual game originally, playing it probably before you were playing it, is lying to detractors and saying that is how the game works when it isn't how the game works. Even though, again, he has no real reason to lie to detractors because he isn't a detractor and he was just upset about you because you fucked up the whole faction or whatever.
Grossly have always over-exaggerated the spending that I've done in the game, okay? Now, here's the part. Up to now, all right, all this kind of makes sense, right? Because it's kind of what my detractors have always said, all right? Now I'm going to tell you the part of the story absolutely nobody fucking knows whatsoever.
Okay, so up to now, I was telling the truth. Here comes the bullshit lie, because you don't have any way to disprove it. Okay, so prepare for the bullshit lie to come out. Yeah.
As of today, I don't have any control or ownership of that account anymore. All right? I sold it. At the times when I was like desperate for money and shit was going down, I sold the account. All right? And you might say, well, how is that possible? Right? Well, you may not think it's possible because technically you shouldn't be able to sell it. I
sold the account even though it still to this day lines up with the breaks that he takes before stream, immediately right after his streams, in between streams, in the morning when he says he gets up at this time. It all perfectly still to this day fits in with his daily routines that he has told us. But yeah, no, I still sold the account, guys. Trust me, I have no proof that I sold the account, even though you would think that would, if you did sell the account, you would have some kind of, receipt, or it's like, hey, I sold it on eBay, here's a listing picture of it, something like that. He's literally admitting to it the whole time. And this part here is a massive lie, Cope, to be like, oh, it was me, guys. I admit it was me, but it's okay because I no longer have the account, so I'm no longer spending money on that account. Bullshit. 100% bullshit. He still has that fucking account. Yeah, and this is the guy who thinks he's always felting other people. It's crazy.
But I actually just alluded to this on a stream the other day, and I was wondering if anyone was going to pick up on it.
Bullshit.
But no one seems to have picked up on it, okay?
Not just recently, though. Hold on.
You might say, well, how is that possible? Right? Today, nobody. Here's the part. Up to now, all right, all this kind of makes sense, right? Because it's kind of what my detractors have always said. All right?
What?
Now I'm going to tell you the part.
What? We were right? Are you saying that we were right the whole fucking time, Phil? Big shock. Maybe we're right about fucking everything then, Phil. Huh, Phil? How about that? Oh, but this is the only thing they were right about, except for all the other times we were right about everything. And how we got him out of the whole fucking catfishing thing. But no. This is the only time we were right. And now let me proceed to lie and claim that I sold it when I didn't.
Absolutely nobody fucking knows whatsoever. all right? As of today, I don't have any control or ownership of that account anymore, all right? I sold it. At the times when I was like desperate for money and shit was going down,
Look at
I
how
sold the account.
Like, I mean, obviously it's a lie. We all know it's a fucking lie. But, like, Jesus, like, he can't even keep eye contact. He keeps looking to the right. Yeah, I know. It's way too fucking zoomed in. It's creepy.
All right? You might say, well, how is that
His fucking
possible?
face is,
right?
like, melting or something.
You may not think...
And for the love of God, shave that nasty shit off. It's obvious that you can't grow a beard or goatee anymore or whatever, so just
it's
fucking
possible,
shave.
because technically you shouldn't be able to sell an account, but I actually just alluded to this on a stream the other day. And
I
I was wondering
alluded
if
to
anyone
it.
was going to pick up on this. But no one seems to have picked up on it.
Picked
okay?
up on it. Well, pick up... Like, just fucking admit it then. Why are you waiting till now to admit it? Like, what?
So, the reason I knew you could sell an account was because when I was really, you know, on the original account, before I'd even changed my name, all right?
What?
There was another group in the game, and they were called, like, the Haven, all right? And they were one of the top factions in the game. And one of the leaders of the Haven was retiring from the game after, like, 2-3 years of playing it. And they announced this publicly, you know, we're retiring or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Retiring from a game. How insane is that? Like, hey guys, I'm retiring from this game. Like, you don't retire from a fucking game, you just stop playing it.
So, basically, he retires. He publicly announces he's retiring, yet his account is still active. It's still being used in events. People are fighting against this account in events. Like, wait a minute, the guy retired. He made a big public thing about it. So how the hell is his account still working? So people knew that basically you could basically sell your account. Of course.
Or, like, he was addicted like you were, and he just couldn't stop playing the game, even though he wanted to.
There's no outright way to do it. So basically, what I did, I reached out and I found that there was a market for this. There's third-party resellers. And what you do is you can give them certain criteria and information about the game, login accounts and things that would give them ownership of the account. And you could give that to them for money. And I sold it. All right? That was a few years ago. So I have not had any control over this account for years. That was the single worst thing I could have done. Because what I should have done, I should have just closed the account. Because if I just closed the account, even though people would have accused me of this for years and years, endlessly moving forward, all right, it would have kind of went away, right? But instead, I was like, man, I put so much...
See, yeah, you see that? It would have went away.
Because if I just closed the account, even though people would have accused me of this for years and years, endlessly moving forward, all right, it would have kind of went away.
It would have it would have kind of went away, and I wouldn't have had to be honest with you guys and open up and admit that it was actually my account, because the account would have just stopped existing. So you guys would have eventually moved on to another quote unquote lie, and it would have died out, and I wouldn't have had to admit that I was me the whole time. Bullshit, Phil. Bullshit. Yeah, the LTG one is in my playlist. It's gonna be coming up. I plan to watch it.
But instead, I was like, man, I put so much time and money into this, right? I don't want to, I want to get something out of it, and I sold it like an idiot. And I hate that I did it now, because now I literally have no control over it at all. I can't show you, and like, for example, people will show the account. I literally can't, and I haven't been able to for years, because it's not my account anymore. I don't have ownership of it.
So show your current account then, Phil. Show your actual current account that you use right now. And I'm not talking about the bullshit new account you made for when you're streaming the game. I'm talking about your personal actual account. Show that one if it's not down from the rafters then, huh? Why can't you show that? Because you're still admitting today that you're still playing the game.
I have nothing to show you to prove that, you know, they'd call me DSP, and the names that change, you know, that last name was down for the rafters. I can't show you anything. Okay? I mean, you got morons in the chat, really morons in the chat. Show proof of sale. Do you really think right now I'm going to open up a PayPal account and show you anything? I'm going to open up a bank account and show you anything?
You could redact the information, Phil. Like, you could show, like, a receipt and black out the personal information, black out the account numbers, and just show this is what sold, the item that sold, and how much it sold for. That's all you need to show. But he won't even do that because he's lying, obviously. Like, bro.
you're an idiot. No one would believe it anyway. They just say I
I don't know about that,
photoshopped it, or
GDX.
you know what I mean? I lied about this. I lied about that, right? So it's this simple, all right? You can believe my story or you cannot, all right?
I
Here's what I will tell
choose
you.
not to.
I still have the game, all right? But I don't have it on that phone. I have it on my current phone. It's my personal account. That's
On my current phone, aka the brand new phone that I recently got, that I never told you guys I bought a new phone. He tells us and shows off all the new tech that he gets, all the new toys that he got. So and so gifted me this, so and so gifted me that, which is all bullshit anyway. But why the hell didn't you tell us that you got a brand new phone, Phil? Why didn't you tell us that you went from iPhone to a Samsung, Phil? Not gonna bring that up for some reason? And we all saw, like, what was it, months ago, that he had switched to a new phone because he accidentally showed it once on his stream, and he's like, oh shit, it was on screen, and he like put it down really quick kind of thing. But it's clear, obviously, he's recently got a new phone, so I'm like, why didn't you bring that up and mention that, Phil? Probably to keep playing the WWE champions, because your old phone is getting old and could probably barely play it anymore.
a brand new account. Not brand new because I've been using it for a while. I've had this phone for a while. But you guys didn't know that because I never told you.
Yeah,
this is
we
not
knew.
An iPhone, all right?
Yeah, we know. We saw you accidentally show it, and they get scared that you showed it.
Had this phone for a while. And this is what I do everything on now for the business. And I have some mobile games on here. It's my
business, my ass.
It's my right to own my own personal shit. And if I want to play games and stuff on it.
I mean, yeah, it's fine. Like, who cares if you fucking bought a new phone or not? Obviously, no one's gonna be upset at you that you upgraded a new phone. It makes sense. Like, that's more of a logical upgrade thing to spend money on than some of the bullshit quote-unquote upgrades that he has upgraded that he didn't fucking need at all. So, like, it makes fucking sense that he bought a new phone.
I fucking can, all right? That's my right. So, I've never had, well, I haven't had that account on an iPhone for a while. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, that's fair. I always stick to iPhone myself. I've always been an iPhone person, just because I prefer the more simplistic iOS is my thing. It's like, I don't care that it's like, ooh, it's an iPhone, I'm hip and cool. Like, I don't give a shit about that. I just kind of prefer the simplistic iOS, the operating system on the iPhones, a little bit more than Android. That's all.
It sucks because every time people call me out and I'm like, well, maybe I could prove it. I can't prove it. I don't own it. I have no ownership over it. I have no way to...
You could show your current account that you're currently using, though.
To do anything.
And I mean, it wouldn't prove anything because we'll just say he made a new account, which he's claiming he did anyway, but...
Let you guys know, all right? I have an iPad from ages and...
Wait. So... So remember the interview with Southern Craig, that Phil did, and how he was saying, oh, well, I had all this information. This was only a year ago, by the way. DSP said, I have all this information that I was going to send you in a packet that proves that is not my account. So what was the proof that he had supposedly this proof that he had accumulated that he was ready to email Craig to prove that it wasn't his account? Why can't he use that quote-unquote proof from then to prove that it wasn't his account now? I mean, he already admitted it was his account, but why doesn't he use whatever proof that he was accumulating then to show us now? You know what I mean? It's like, what happened to that quote-unquote proof? What was that proof? Especially now when you admit that it was your fucking account in the first place. So what was it that you were going to attempt to fucking send Craig in the first place then? Phil?
Ages and ages ago, all right? It didn't work. Last night, I plugged it in, I charged it to 100%. I spent an hour trying to get back on the iPad. I got the iPad working. I said, holy shit, maybe if I use the old-ass information, I'll have a back door into the account. So I can bring it up tonight and show you guys on stream, here's the account, and it's not mine anymore, but here it is. Guess what? The iPad is so outdated, it doesn't run WWE Champions. You download the latest compatible version, and when you go to play it, the game just crashes endlessly. And it's not just that, it's every game. Like, I tried to open WWE Supercard, that crashes too. Like, every...
If it was an older iPod, older iPad, why the hell would you try to download the newest version of the game? Why would you actively choose to update the app to its newest setting when it probably wouldn't work? Why wouldn't you just try to turn the game on with its older version? Yeah, how dare Craig not? Well, that's another clip that I have coming up. But yeah, how dare Craig not check his fucking email? You got to be like on top of your email, checking for every new fucking email and spam email that comes into your fucking email account at every fucking second, apparently. Because you're not allowed to actually have a life and have a family or anything like that. You just got to be on the internet 24/7, apparently. But yeah, it doesn't matter because whatever it was, he would have just, yeah, exactly, JDX. He would have lied anyway and made up some fake information. So, like, yeah, it wasn't actually proof anyway.
The game fucking crashes. So I couldn't get any.
Plus, like, I'm sorry, but like, if you had sold the account, wouldn't the owner of that account be able to change the password? I think, because like, if I bought a game account from someone, like this is the credentials to sign in, I would sign in and then change at least the password so that person can't still use that game account, right? It's like, hey, I just bought this cool new game profile from someone. Well, I don't want that person to keep using that account, so I'm going to change the password for it. That makes more sense, right?
Anything. You know what I'm saying? I have no way to corroborate what I'm saying, but here's the thing. If everything I just admitted, right? If the account was not mine all along, why would I have just admitted what I just admitted to you?
Yeah, because once he sends it, he can't unsend it, right? So it like you wouldn't be able to. Wait, actually, some email accounts actually do allow you to unsend it, but it's like seconds after sending it, I think, or something like that, right? I'm not quite sure now.
I have no incentive. I would just.
But he uses fucking outdated Hotmail anyway, though. So
okay, there was no reason for me to admit that. I'm admitting because it's the truth. It was my account.
Yeah, and you should have just come clean on the Side Scrollers interview when they were giving you a free out. Like, they were basically saying, like, hey, if you just kind of come clean and admit that it was your account here, not that many people are going to be as upset about you as you do it now than if you ever were to, like, admit it in the future like you are currently. Like, you know what I mean? I don't think as many people would be upset about him having the, like, admitting it if he had actually done it when he was giving a fucking out.
I did spend on it. The trolls harassed me out of the game, and after years of that, I was like, fuck this. I'm just going to sell it, and I got rid of it. And now I regret it because if I had just closed it, this whole saga would have been over years.
Again, if I had just closed it, I would not have had to admit that it was my account. I could have kept lying, and I would have had plausible deniability because that account was no longer active. So I could say, see, it's not my account because the account is closed, and I would never have had to admit it like I am right now, but I am being forced to admit it because of the June the King doc. Not because of Side Scrollers and they nailed his ass because they had the proof too. No. But June the King, I'll admit it for June the King, not Side Scrollers though.
Years and years and years and years ago.
Yeah, well, he made this announcement before he interviewed Stutter and Craig. So it's like, Stutter and Craig should have just been more and more on. It's like, well, yeah, we didn't believe you because you were lying, and you admitted you were lying. So we're obviously upset because you were fucking lying to us.
Oh, but I fucked up. With that act of, oh, I want to get something out of this or whatever,
Yeah, exactly, Detractor made him.
So I'm fessing up to all of you now. All right, that this is the...
When it's way too late, and everyone already knows it was his in the first place, now I'm fessing up to it.
Truth of the matter. You don't have to believe me, and I know many of you won't, but that's the truth of the story. That really happened. Now, in regards to all the other shit that's said right there about the bankruptcy and everything, I've had enough of that. I'm just gonna put it this way, okay? Because this is what
the fact that you committed bankruptcy fraud, Phil. Is that what you're talking about?
No one wants to actually like rationally consider in their fucking heads. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So I file for bankruptcy. I literally do everything I'm told by the bankruptcy attorney. Line by line, word for word. All my expenses, all my business, personal, it's all done. It's all correct, okay?
It's all correct, even though I literally have no idea what my actual finances are. I have no idea what my wait, what was it? The $5,000 a month business expenses. I have no idea what my actual business expenses are per month. The bankruptcy attorney, she's the one who did all that calculation. I have no idea. Even though I run my own fucking business, you would think you would have some fucking idea how much it costs to run your fucking business.
We submit it, and what happens is once I submit it, and people now know I've now filed for bankruptcy. Okay, my trolls mass messaged the judge that you heard in that call. They mass messaged that judge to tell her that I was committing bankruptcy fraud because
you were.
I played WWE champions. Okay, mass messaged her. It wasn't just a one or two. All right, she got ridiculous amounts of people contacting her saying this guy plays WWE champions. He's committing bankruptcy fraud.
You were. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know a whole lot about the law, but like, if you're committing personal bankruptcy, not business bankruptcy, personal bankruptcy, and you are personally using WWE champions and spending egregious amounts of money on WWE champions, that should be included on your bankruptcy forms. And withholding that information and not submitting it when you know in your fucking head that is a lie by omission, you are committing perjury. You are lying to the court, which is an arrestable offense. I'm pretty sure it's a felony, Phil. So yes, you did commit bankruptcy fraud by omission, Phil, because you were personally filing for bankruptcy. Ergo, since that was a personal account and not a business expense, because it wasn't a fucking business expense, Phil. You never once played WWE champions on stream at that time. You're doing it now, but you never did it before.
All right. So, what you have no clue of, I've talked about this on streams before, but
he glossed over the spending point. He doesn't mention how much he actually spent, but it wasn't as much as the trolls are saying it was, though. Oh, but it wasn't that much. No, but I did spend some money. I'm like, how much money, Phil?
Right now, right, in the re-ack. After that call happened, the 341 call, all right, basically, the judge contacted myself and my attorney and said, listen, we got a big problem, all right? Never before have I been getting this many notices and messages from people saying,
because you were lying and you're a public figure.
He's basically a cheat and a scammer, and he's doing this and that. All right, we need to go over
everything. More like hundreds of thousands of dollars, probably, but yeah.
Because we don't know what to believe or what.
But Phil's the king of semantics over here. He's the king of technicality. So it's like he's super fucking literal. So he won't take us like, oh, well, it hasn't this. It was actually this. Like he loves to do that, like by semantics. Like, oh, I win by semantic default because technically it wasn't this. It was that. I'm like, bitch, you know what we fucking meant, you know? But you got to be simple literal with him because he doesn't get sarcasm. He doesn't get like any of like the social like aspect of like talking even in a way. It's like he doesn't get there's a word for it, but like
everything.
I don't remember what the word is off the top of my head.
So much difficulty to get that bankruptcy go through. All right. For example, what
you shouldn't have had the bankruptcy go through because you were obviously lying to the court.
He said in the bankruptcy documents there was a thing for pets, and it said that I didn't own any pets, but I did. Everyone knew I owned Jasper. My trolls wrote the judge and said, he owns a cat. Here's all the video evidence of it. So the judge went back to my bankruptcy attorney and said, why don't you have Jasper listed in these documents? Now, I want you to think about this, all right? Letter of the law.
Maybe your bankruptcy attorney was totally incompetent and purposely lying on your behalf.
The spirit of the law. The letter of the law is every single thing should be done exactly right at every moment. But spirit of the law is, in a bankruptcy, really what's going to happen? Is someone going to go after someone's personal cat as an asset in a bankruptcy? No, not unless it's like an insanely rare cat that's worth $5 million.
Yeah, someone's like, sorry, I got to claim ownership of fucking Jasper because you're clearly mistreating that fucking cat. But instead, you spend like, what, $300-$400 on a new fighting game stick instead of fucking taking care of that goddamn cat, Phil.
Jasper Kitty is a normal domestic tabby cat. The court's not going to go after my cat in a bankruptcy proceeding.
Doesn't matter. You misfiled. You lied on your documents. It doesn't. Mr. King of Technicalities, you should understand it doesn't fucking matter about that. You still fucking lied to the court.
So it was an oversight that my tax attorney made that she didn't list it originally in the documents. There was an addendum to what you saw there where we had to go back and redo the documents and resubmit them to the judge to actually break out that I owned the domestic cat. We weren't able to go through the bankruptcy until we did that, okay?
Okay, fair, but you should have also included the WWE champions.
There were several times we had to do that, where because the detractors looked at that document, because it was public, they kept messaging the judge, this is an error, this is an error, this is an
Well, if you actually filled it out properly in the first place, you wouldn't have had to. But he was literally trying to get away. He's admitting here. He was literally trying to get away with bankruptcy fraud multiple times. And the detractors were holding him to the fire, to the coals. Be like, no, motherfucker, that's not correct. That's not correct. You are literally trying to get away with bankruptcy fraud by omitting as much as possible on this document, which is against the fucking law. But he has the audacity to call Kevin a fucking criminal. I'm like, bitch, what does that make you, Mr. White Collar criminal over here?
An error. This is an error. So we had to redo a whole bunch of
shit.
yeah,
it doesn't matter compared to, like, the main thing where you admitted it.
Okay?
But still.
Now, we had a meeting that was so fucking long and arduous and tedious, all right? We had to go through.
Aw, victims. This is basically victim segment part. Yeah, it's all it is. Like, it was so hard for me to get, as it should be. If you're lying consistently on your bankruptcy forms, then yeah, it should be difficult for you to get that because you're constantly lying on it.
Every line item. Because did you hear what the judge said in that call? She said, I want all the statements, 6 months of statements of all of your PayPals and all of your bank accounts, right? I want to see it all. And we had to go through.
What was it? An Apple payment of $105.62. An Apple, WWE Champions payment of $106.62. You mean all that shit?
All of it. All right? Line by line. We went through every expense.
So?
I explained them all away. I had to explain the nature of my job. I'd explain the nature of my business. I'd explain.
My question is, did you lie and say WWE Champions was a business expense or not, Phil? Because it clearly wasn't a fucking business expense. And what else could constitute $5,000 a month in business expenses, Phil? We're never going to get that answer, are we?
The nature of what WWE Champions was. I had to explain everything. This is not anything that people usually do.
Yeah, this is exactly the Detractor meeting. This is what happens during a bankruptcy. You got to go line by line and explain away all this shit in order to get a bankruptcy. That's what a bankruptcy hearing is. That's what you have to do to get a bankruptcy granted, Phil.
In a bankruptcy. This was like the nightmare bankruptcy for me.
No, this is normal.
It was so bad because the trolls
fucking
interjected themselves so bad into it. All right?
Oh, all these trolls are holding me accountable? This is bullshit. I shouldn't be held accountable in a court of law.
End of the day, right? When it was all said and done, and it took hours of going through this shit, right?
Uh-huh.
The bankruptcy was granted. The judge says, everything you said looks good.
Yeah, the bankruptcy is granted because you wore down that fucking judge so much that at that point, and because of COVID, at that point, they're just like, fuck it, just give him the goddamn bankruptcy. He's obviously fucking lying to us, but we don't really have proof to call him on it, and I'm sick of this shit. Sick of seeing this ugly-ass motherfucker in my court all the time, so just fucking grant it.
Makes sense.
Incompetence on the judge's part, 100%.
Bankruptcy granted. Okay? So, if it was good enough for my bankruptcy attorney, if it was good enough for the judge...
You lied to your bankruptcy attorney, and I'm pretty sure the bankruptcy attorney knowingly lied on the forms also. And as I said, the judge was just probably sick and tired of the bullshit.
In the case of my bankruptcy, if all the data was right according to them, because we went through all of it.
All this is irrelevant to the fact... All of this is irrelevant to the fact that you lied for decades about WWE champions, sir.
With the data. And it's funny because you could ask me, well, specifically, Phil, what is this line item and what was this expense? I don't know. All right? Literally.
I don't know my own expenses. I don't know my own finances. What the fuck do you think I am? A business owner or something?
All year, I track my expenses of all kinds. Some of them are personal, some of them are business.
Yeah, exactly. Innocent people get locked up all the time. It's like, look at fucking O.J. Simpson. I'm like, popular general opinion is that he actually committed those crimes. But because of technicalities on the court, he found a loophole to slip through and was found not guilty because of it, Phil. That shit happens. Just because you were convicted or not convicted of something in the court doesn't actually mean it's true. Look at fucking, what was his name? Rittenhouse. I'm sorry if I'm going to piss off some conservatives right now, but I'm sorry, Rittenhouse was guilty. He purposely went there to fucking incite violence. He didn't even live in that fucking area. But of course he got claimed innocence because of Second Amendment, so he got off on a technicality, even though he purposely went there to incite violence. So yeah, it happens. The law is not absolute and 100% correct all the time, Phil.
I don't know. I track them all in like a big spreadsheet, and that goes to a tax attorney, and every year there's questions that shoot back at me, and I answer them all truthfully, and we do them, okay? They're all done. So, it's, you know what I'm saying? They're fine. There's no issue
It's
with
still
my taxes.
irrelevant.
It was scrutinized
to the fact that you were
by
lying.
both a tax attorney, by both a bankruptcy attorney and a bankruptcy judge. We went line by line through all of it, and they were...
As one normally does with a bankruptcy,
okay
right?
with it. So, there's no issue. You understand? There never was an issue. This is something that's completely blown out of proportion by people who just don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Says the guy who literally does not know his own expenses. He does not know his own expenses, personal or business. But we don't know what we're talking about. You literally don't know your own expenses, sir. So you clearly don't know what you're fucking talking about. You're not a lawyer. We actually have a detractor, Meth Bear, who is a fucking lawyer. I'm gonna rely more on what Meth Bear says than what do you fucking say, sir? And he's not even mentioning the fucking bank leaks at all here, even though it's pretty fucking obvious those are your fucking bank leaks. And you even admitted to it when it first happened. You admitted it was your bank leaks. You even admitted that the person actually stole thousands of dollars out of your bank account. And now you're trying to cover it up and say it wasn't your account in the first place, when it very clearly was.
All right? I'm sorry. And that's, no, I'm not going to open up fucking financial documentation. I'm not going to open up my bank.
Yeah, how could I be a consumer and spend $200 on one cat? Well, go to Petco and buy 2 items there and you'll spend a lot of fucking money, guaranteed.
Account. I'm not going to open up apps and fucking ledgers. You're not getting
Says
that.
the consumer who spends way too much money on everything.
All right? I want to know why. I'm going to tell you why. There's 2 reasons why.
Oh, why, Phil?
Because number 1, if I were to open up all of that documentation.
He is so unhinged right now. He is spiraling.
Okay. Show you, line by line, all of that shit. My detractors, who we have seen throughout the course of this documentary, are insane.
No one is asking for you to, full out explain your entire expenses. They literally want to know one question. What the fuck costs $5,000 a month in business expenses? That's all you need to show. Not the entire fucking document. We've seen the entire document. We don't need you to explain all of that. We need you to explain what you are pumping $5,000 a month into your shitty-ass business when we literally see that you are claiming every upgrade that you've ever had on your stream as a gift from a fan. If all these shits are that you're getting, that you are putting into your fucking shitty-ass backdrop and your shitty-ass fucking office as a gift and a donation, then what the fuck are you personally spending $5,000 a month on, Phil? That's what we want to know.
Insanely obsessed with me, would use it to destroy me. They would find shit in there ultimately that they could hone in on a company and stuff.
Oh, so you're admitting you lied and you have inconsistencies on your law bankruptcy folder. Okay.
Like that. For example, we didn't get to it yet. We're going to get to bank leaks and all of that shit. Okay, we're going to get to that shit. Where it's already
what, in the last 2 seconds of this fucking video?
Given even
2
a little
minutes?
piece of information, they could do shit with it. Okay? So, FYI, no, it's too much of a personal risk. You understand? It is. It's too much of a personal risk for me to open up information like that to the internet.
Sorry. Just like it was too much of a personal risk for him to take a screenshot of his current WWE Champions account and privately send it to Craig. Like, if you sold your account to some random fucking guy and you have a different WWE Champions account, I think you would be able to send that privately to Craig without any risk to you, Phil, if you're telling the truth. But he clearly isn't. He's telling half-truth. Remember that whole, this little nugget of truth? The nugget of truth, which is a big nugget, but him admitting that it was his account. The rest of the lies is that he still fucking owns that goddamn account. And obviously he's not going to show that he owns that account because he's lying that he sold it when he didn't. That's the thing.
Now, there's a second reason why I'm not going to fucking show anything. Because it's none of anyone's fucking business. None.
You like, if you were a normal streamer, it wouldn't be our business. But the fact that you were constantly, like, giving up personal information to your audience all the time, the fact that you cry broke all the goddamn time, the fact that you are begging your audience on a daily basis, and the begging has gotten worse with the vest streak, which is insane, because you think if you're getting like the vest streak, which ended 2 days ago, it ended, but at like 41 or 42 it ended, but it's like, you would think his begging wouldn't be as bad with a vest streak, but he is like cranked it up a gear or whatever. Like, but bro, it's like you make it our business when you are constantly begging for money and claiming this and that is broken and everything is broken and falling apart, and yet you get all this money that you are then putting into WWE Champions and nothing gets fixed in your house. You don't update or upgrade anything. Like, what? You make it our business by begging, Phil. That's what happens.
There's only certain parties who need to be involved who need to know this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right?
Detractor Maiden, you're right there. This motherfucker was so scared of detractors that he refused to use eBay to sell his statues. All those tens of hundreds of statues that he fucking had that probably were worth a lot of money if he didn't fucking play with them like a fucking kid, that he probably could have sold for like hundreds of dollars a piece. He was too afraid of Detractor somehow getting some sort of fucking information from him selling or fucking with his eBay account if he made one, right? So he was too afraid to make an eBay account because he was afraid of the detractors. But he was perfectly fine with selling his WWE Champions account to some random ass fucking nobody. He was fine with that though, right? Yeah, and the whole Comcast bullshit, which never happened. I'm gonna die in that hill. That whole Comcast thing never actually happened. That was all bullshit. And the person who was posting the stuff on Kiwi Farms was just seeking attention and lying about it. That never happened.
Right? Bankruptcy attorney, bankruptcy judge, tax attorney, IRS, who I file with every year. That's who needs the information. That's also who gets the information.
The tax attorney that fucked you up? Or the tax attorney that is saying you still owe probably thousands of dollars that you're not paying?
Is legal, true, and correct every single fucking time that I've done it. So it's none of anyone's business what it is, how it is broken down. Even I don't know because I don't do it. I pay professionals to do my stuff. That's the point. You pay professionals to do it right. To put the right stamp of approval on it to make sure it's being done.
And look at what happened when you were doing that, Phil. You ended up owing thousands and thousands of dollars in back taxes because you trusted the professionals instead of doing it yourself. Oh, this tax professional in Connecticut really fucked me, and it's all his fault, even though I put my trust in him, so really it's your fault? You should have maybe done some more research on the guy? Or the second he moved to Washington State, he sort of got a different tax attorney right there. It's like, hey, maybe I'll get someone who actually lives in the fucking state I live and do that. If you're going to trust someone that much, with all that kind of money. Exactly. Like, trust someone who actually lives in the goddamn state who knows what the fuck they're doing. So that, again, is on you. But I trust professionals who know what they're doing. Oh, except the tax attorney, you didn't know what the fuck he was doing.
Done right. And I pay a lot of money to do. I pay over $2,000 a year to get that shit done. Because I don't want to.
And how much are you paying in taxes, sir?
You know what I'm saying? I literally don't want to fuck it all up. Right? So it's that simple. It's none of anyone's fucking business.
And they still fucked it up for you.
Figure. That's correct. It's still none of your business. What your business is your interaction with me on a stream every day. Whether it be we're talking,
you make it our business by begging and talking about your finances all the time. If he never once talked about his finances, like even if he was begging, but he never talked about his finances, maybe then it wouldn't be our business, right? But the fact that he constantly talked about his finances constantly all the goddamn time, that makes it our business, Phil.
And that's it. That's where that relationship ends. You don't get to know every possible thing about every piece of my life. You understand what I'm saying?
Jesus
That's
Christ.
Wild. People would think, well, now
30 minutes and like
now you literally have to open up every
30-minute video. It took
life.
me an hour to cover one 30-minute
every expense does not have to be accounted for. All right, people who need that information get it, and it's all correct every single fucking time without fail. All right, so I'm putting it to bed right now. All right, it's that simple. I have been completely.
Oh yeah, like his actual diehard fans who actually like him probably don't give two shits about this. The problem is Phil cares more about his actual detractors than he does his actual fans. His fans don't give two shits about this. This entire video, this entire part, whatever, is dedicated to the trolls. It's dedicated to us, not his fans. His fans don't care about any of this shit. Because they're going to like him no matter what he does. He could literally kill a baby on screen, and they're still going to like him. You know what I mean? So it's like, this is all... We live rent-free in his head 24/7. So, like, his entire life is basically dictated by the trolls, by the detractors.
Truthful with the internet about this up to now, because I was hoping that
I'm sweating so much. Oh my
This is the
goodness.
one thing that the detractors have always had me on.
All this lying is making me hot.
I can't show you evidence without putting myself at personal risk. I will not show you evidence because it will put myself at personal risk. You can believe what I just said or not.
But why would we believe? Like, you admitted that you were lying about WWE champions for decades, Phil. So why should we all of a sudden believe you and trust you now that you sold the account? We all believe that that was your account, that you admitting that that was your account was true. Because there's no way in fuck it wasn't your account. We don't care about that. But, like, why the hell would we believe you about you selling the account when you were admitting that you were lying for so many fucking years to us? Huh?
Truth is, if what I just said was untrue, why would I have...
Yeah, they talk like his dents and his fans enable him all the fucking time. Like, they enable him to continue his path to destruction, to continue him lying, to continue him never facing any repercussions for all the heinous shit that he does. And that's why, in some aspects, I believe that we as detractors are his karma, his negative karma that's coming to him. That's us, right? Like, we are serving the cosmos as being Phil's fucking karma. So I don't feel that us as detractors, as long as we're not touching the poo and getting directly involved and just fucking laughing at him and holding him accountable, I feel that is us being his karma that he deserves, that he has accrued upon himself.
I've admitted to it, right? What do I have to gain? Nothing. I should have just kept my fucking mouth shut, right?
Yeah, you should have from the beginning.
But this is the
truth
of the matter. Do you understand? I had to lie. I knew I had to hide it.
All right, that's it for that one. Let's see what's next. Oh yes,
Atlas in the hot seat tonight.
And Atlas
goes by the name of Atlas the Bookkeeper. How you feeling, my friend?
Let's just watch this together. I've not seen this yet. This is the PS5 Pro trailer. Okay? So let's watch this together and see what it's all about, and then we'll go from there.
I saw it on Twitter or X or whatever. It's really cringe. Like, really fucking cringe. Like, bro, like, how old are you? You're 42 years old.
What's funny is They're trying to make it look like it's not white, but it is. Like, if it was black, if they actually recolored it to be black, I think people would like it more. But you know it's still white. They're not going to change the base color of it.
Okay, Phil, but you can change the color of the PS5. You know that, right? They sell the plastic sides on both sides, or sleeves, or whatever the fuck you want to call them, of the PS5. And you could get a black side for the PS5 and make it look all black. You can do that. They sell the different covers that you can put on and make it look black if you want it. I mean, I don't really give a shit what mine looks like as long as it plays.
Da da dum dum da da dum da da. What is that music? Who picked?
It's better than the music you use for your opening screen of your podcast, quote unquote podcast. It sounds much better than that.
Yeah, it sounds like shit. It's like total corporate shit, right? Dum da da dum da da.
Like half the shit that you use for your podcast, all that, Phil.
Da da. Shut the fuck up. Spectral Super Resolution. Feature only available on select PS5 games that have been enhanced for PS5 Pro when compared with PS5. PS5 Pro enhanced features will vary by game. I like that the first thing they announced had to have a disclaimer at the bottom of the screen that basically this is all nonsense and probably no games will have it, right? This is the equivalent of like the Sega Genesis or Master System saying, oh, it has blast processing, right?
I do remember that. Genesis does 16-bit graphics. Genesis does what Nintendo does. Classic. Yeah, as a blast processing, dude. What is blast processing? You know. What
you supposed to be looking at? This is hilarious. High frame rates. Instead of 60, now you can do 120 frames.
Pretty sure the base PS5 could do 120 frames with some games too, if you really wanted it to.
Advanced ray tracing, and it has exactly the same disclaimer again. Feature only available on select games, right? Vertical stand sold separately. No disk drive. Look at that. There's no disk drive on it at all. Witness Play Unleashed. Witness Play Unleashed.
So I want to give you my personal thoughts on the PS5 Pro really quick. So I actually am a console gamer. My PC graphics card is not the best. I do need to upgrade eventually, but I only have I think it's a 1660, so it's pretty outdated. It does, like, my PC still can do all the stuff I normally do because, again, I usually don't play PC games. I'm a console gamer. So I don't really need the most high-end graphics card because I play games on console, right? So, yeah, it's old. I don't really see the point of needing a PS5 Pro at this point in time. Now, if you currently do not own a PS5, then yeah, go ahead and go get the PS5 Pro. But it's not really needed. And the fact that these companies are trying to do away with physical media, with disk drives and the like, is really irritating me because you don't really technically own digital games. Like, you're borrowing the digital games, and I don't like that. I like owning my games. I buy my games physically with a disc whenever I can. And the PS5 Pro is backwards compatible with the PS4, and I appreciate that. But taking away, and I have a lot of PS4 games that are physical, you know? It's just like, I appreciate having that disc drive. And yeah, oh, you can get it, but it's separate. Well, why is it separate? Like, why am I paying extra money for a disc drive? You know what I mean? And that's like, oh, you got to pay extra money if you want to stand your console up. Like, I don't even have the space to stand it up right now. Because, like, I have, like, entertainment center, and there's, like, different cubbies. It wouldn't fit standing up. I have to have it laying on the side. But, like, why do, like, I have a PS4 Pro, and I still use my PS4 Pro because I have so many games. I don't have this, I have, I think 2 terabytes, no. Yeah, 2 terabytes installed on my PS5 right now. And even that is not enough to hold all my games, right? And so there are some PS4 games that I keep and play still on my PS4 Pro that's connected to my TV also. Because I don't really need a PS5 to play some of the PS4 games, right? But the PS4 Pro came out like right before the PS5 was coming out. So that kind of makes sense because the PS4 was like bridging the gap between the PS4 and the PS5. But now we don't have a PS6 yet. The PS6 is nowhere near announced or anything yet. And the PS5 plays games just fine. Like, I'm not a huge graphics snob. I usually choose performance over quality. I would rather have the frames per second be better. No, wait. No, the quality over, like, I'd rather have it be like 1080p with more frames per second than 16 whatever Super HD, right? So it's like, why? I don't really see the purpose of needing a PS5 Pro. I don't. At least not in this stage of the game. Maybe when the PS6 is announced and comes out and there's like a huge difference in quality. But like, I haven't really seen any like screen grabs or comparison videos yet, so I don't really know exactly how much better it might look playing the same game or whatever. And to be honest, a lot of the games I play are more like JRPG or anime style looking, so it's not like it's gonna make those games look any better because it's like it's an anime cartoon style of like anime. So it's like, I mean, I do play games that are realistic looking too, but again, it's like I get that it's a game. It doesn't have to look 100% lifelike, and I doubt this PS5 Pro is even capable of that. But again, if you don't have a PS5 yet and you were thinking of getting one, I mean, maybe. But again, I imagine the scalpers are just gonna like steal this all up and sell it for like over $1,000 on eBay or whatever, twice as much as it's worth.
That's their tagline for this thing.
But again, it's mostly worth it. You know what I want? I don't want a PS5 Pro. I want a Switch Pro. I want a Switch 2 because that actually needs it. Because like I love my Switch, but at the same time, like that is badly needing a hardware upgrade really bad to like boost the performance on shit. So it's like, can we get a Switch upgrade, a Switch 2, a Switch Pro, something like that, please? I'm sure it's on the way. I just hope that when the new Switch comes out, it is still backwards compatible with all the old Switch games, though.
So they failed to put the information into the trailer, so now we have to go to the PlayStation blog to actually get the full information. Don't ask me why they didn't put the information in the trailer. Welcome to PlayStation 5 Pro, the most visually impressive way to play games on PlayStation. I'm glad they clarified that, because obviously if you have a gaming PC, you already have all of these features, and if they were like, it's the most visually impressive way to play games, people would be like, what are you, fucking stupid? Right? Why are you lying? Right? Let's take a look.
Says the PC noob that doesn't know how to even do most of the stuff on his PC yet. Doesn't realize that with the fucking the graphics card that he has, he could literally stream, record, and play games all on that new computer that he has. No, he's already trying to beg for another new PC to record and stream shit on. I'm like, motherfucker, you could do all that shit on your current PC. You don't need a new PC.
Including GPU upgrade, advanced...
Yeah, and he was the same asshole who was saying PC gaming's was dying and it's dead and no one plays games on PC anymore.
Super resolution.
And now look where we're at.
Figure out what that is.
Like, he always, like, becomes such a hypocrite because he always goes back on all the shit that he said. He'll always, like, anything that he shits on, 5 to 10 years later, he's going to be doing that.
To continuously
even in a couple years later, he'll be doing that.
PS5 Pro with deeply engaged players and game creators in mind. Many have asked for a console that runs even higher fidelity graphics with smoother frame rates at 60 frames per second. We achieved this on PS5 Pro with several key performance features. By the way, it said that on the box.
And again, it's like, DSP is such a fake-ass gamer. Like, I'm sorry, but like, if you're a quote-unquote gamer and all you care about is performance rates and graphical resolution instead of actual gameplay, instead of storytelling, all you care about is the graphics. You're not that much of a gamer. You're a fake ass gamer, in my opinion. If all you care about is just how the game looks and the frame rates and not actually the actual gameplay of the game. I don't care if a game is 30 frames per second or 60 frames per second as long as the game is fun to play. Because I can't really tell that much of a difference between 30 frames per second and 60 frames per second unless it's like super, super obvious. I can't usually tell that much of a difference. I just want the game to fucking be fun and play fun. I don't really care if it's in Super HD, whatever, you know?
PlayStation 5. I just want to make that clear. On the box of PS5, it says 4K.
Yeah, exactly.
It also says 120 frames. So they lied. The box said it was capable of doing that, yet no games ever ran.
I'm pretty sure some games actually did, though,
like that.
Phil.
So they were full of crap. It was misadvertisement on the box of the PS5 console. Just make that clear.
It was misadvertisement,
Okay?
but I still bought it anyway.
GPU. With the PS5 Pro, we're upgrading a GPU that has 67% more compute units than the current PS5 console and 28% faster memory. Overall, this enables up to a 45% faster
computer
rendering
units
for gameplay,
what?
making the experience much smoother. Okay, so
like what I hate is this whole AI-driven upscaling. Like, we do not need fucking AI in our consoles. I'm sorry, we really fucking don't. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna trust AI. Like I'm not a big fan of AI in the first place. I don't know if I'm gonna trust AI in my fucking console. Sorry. I mean, it's not gonna do anything. Obviously, it's not self-aware or any of that shit. But like, we don't really need AI-driven upscaling in our consoles.
I get that. But what was the last game that you played?
Well, you better pet the dog.
Right,
It's probably a
on
fake.
PS5, poor PS5.
It's a fake trap.
You were like, man, that rendering was too slow. Man, the loading took too long. Man, the game just can't keep up. Can you think of one? Now, admittedly, I haven't played the last few games that I played on PS5. Maybe Star Wars Outlaws is the case, but Star Wars Outlaws has the same problem on PC too. So it's not the hardware, right? It's the games. So it doesn't even really make sense.
I mean, maybe I will say that sometimes in some points when playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, it does look kind of sketchy. And that doesn't really matter if you switch it from performance mode to graphics mode. It doesn't matter which one you set it to, it still will look kind of sketchy no matter what in some places. So, like, in some games it kind of does.
Like, they're saying it'll be 45% faster rendering, but why did we need that? Did we have any games that weren't rendering right? Not to my knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I don't remember playing a game that was like, man, the game, it just can't keep up, right? Advanced ray tracing. We've added even more powerful ray tracing that provides more dynamic reflection and refraction of light. It allows the rays to be cast at double and sometimes triple.
So let's see, what does he have for tabs? He has the Twitter notifications up there, so it's probably an argument on Twitter. And then he has DSP throwback, and he has 1,097 notifications on DSP throwback. Jesus Christ. Will you just clear out your like notifications on YouTube already, Phil?
The speed of the current PS5 console. So, to give you some perspective here, ray tracing. Yes, I've now played a few games with ray tracing on.
Yeah.
Black Myth Wukong was one. I had it on for Star Wars Outlaws. And what I can tell you is your mileage may vary. It really depends more on the game than the hardware. My PC is almost top of the line. It's not top, but it's good. It's a really good PC for what it is. And I can turn ray tracing on to max for most games. And some perspective here.
See, like, just proving that he's a fake-ass gamer. He doesn't care about the actual game. All he cares about is how good the game looks to him. He doesn't give two shits if the game looks 140p to his audience, as long as it looks good and sounds good to him.
So
I'm like, shouldn't it look better to your audience first,
and you can see the
and
fire
then to you?
reflected in the river rippling.
No,
right? You can see more through the water, and you can see the ripple effects and everything. You can see better shadows, way more detailed shadows, and lights coming through trees and stuff. Is it good? Yes, it is. It's really cool. Does it change?
I thought you shitted on the game for quitting and quit it, rage quit it, Phil.
It doesn't change the game. It just makes it
that
look a little bit more
game
pretty.
caused the
nice
vest streak to end.
Again,
the King's streak ended because of that game, Phil.
Again, it's not the fact that PS5 didn't have it. It's that the game developers didn't really implement it. So now, are the game developers going to go the added
Yeah,
mile
that's
to
true.
develop
He
games
only
differently?
cared. Yeah, exactly. Because he started hating the game as soon as he stopped making money on it. That's
PS5
exactly
to
right.
Implement this better ray tracing or not? Okay, AI-driven upscaling. We're also introducing.
Bro,
PlayStation.
you still talking
If I have
skip a little
anything,
bit?
like, it's still be able to. It has to handle it. You know what I'm saying? Like the process. DLSS is the NVIDIA AI upscaler. That's what I use on my PC. So they're gonna have their own they're going to call PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution. All right, so that's what it is.
Yeah, it's
right?
just a
Okay.
different name. It's all the
Sorry,
same
I'm ready
shit.
for that. PS5 Pro have a while to get through. I feel like we kind of touched upon the stuff here. So other enhancements include PS5 Pro game is also available.
Do you actually care about this game, this Phil? Does the audience actually care about this? You're saying, you're reading this off, but you clearly don't understand half of this shit. Some games you can look forward to, including blockbuster hits and third parties such as Alan Wake 2, Assassin's Creed Shadows, which isn't even out yet, Demon's Souls, Dragon's Dogma 2, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Gran Turismo 7, Hogwarts Legacy, which no one's even fucking playing anymore, Horizon Zero or Forbidden West. Like, all these games, like, people have already played already. Except for Assassin's Creed Shadows. And the First Descendant, people are probably still playing that one. But it's like, most of these games play and look fine already. Do we really need any of this shit?
Has already done
it seems so unnecessary just for those tech heads who really care about graphical fidelity, you know what I mean?
Older library of games, and they're making it so that if you play it on the current gen console, it'll run better, right? Like they did this with the on the fly. So maybe that would fix that, and it would actually be crisp and clear now. Gran Turismo 7, Hogwarts Legacy, Horizon games are Final Fantasy VII Rebirth could definitely benefit, okay? We kept the look of the PS5 Pro consistent with the overall PS5 family of products. You notice the height is the same height as the original PS5. The width is the same size as the current PS5
and the fact
model.
that you, I'm sorry, the fact that you have to pay separately for a disc drive really pisses me off. And I know it's like, well, technically they did that with a PS5 anyway, because like you have the Xbox Series S, and that's digital only, and that's the one I have. And then you have the Xbox Series X, and that has the disc tray. And same thing with the PS5, so I guess it kind of makes sense in that way. Because like I bought the PS5 that has the disc tray, obviously, because I wanted to fucking play games. And I use my discs in it quite a lot for different games and switching them out and stuff. I like owning my fucking games. But the fact that, like, who knows even how much they're going to charge for the extra disc drive, too.
They become break out the correct? Current? And that's the new? Is that what they're doing? They're doing a side-by-side comparison, I guess?
Yeah, I totally skipped on the whole PS5 Slim, because that's... The PS5 Slim is even more useless than the PS5 Pro. Like, who gives a shit if it's thinner or not? Like, I don't care.
The current Slim. Because I don't have the Slim. I don't have that line on the side of mine. Okay. All right. PS5 Pro, if it's perfect.
It is nice that it includes a 2 terabyte SSD, though. I had to upgrade my internal storage with a SSD myself, so I had to pay out of pocket for that too. So it's nice that this is actually coming with included with that, because like I think my PS5 is like a base PS5 from when the console first launched. Bro, it only had like 800 gigs. That's not that many fucking games in 800 gigs. You like, it sounds a lot, but that's really not that many PS5 games that it could hold. Like, really isn't.
Within the PS5 family of
products, I kept having to like re-download and delete when I switched to the games I wanted to play.
The PS5 Pro console will be available this holiday at a manufacturer's. It's November 7th, by the way. It's coming up at a suggested retail price of $699.99 USD, $699.99 GBP, which I don't. That's pounds, right? €799.99 euros, and 119,980 rubles. No, excuse me, Japanese. At a discless console with the option to purchase the currently available disc. To be quite frank, the hardware of the PS5 is great. I have played games on PS5 that run silky smooth 60 frames, great graphical quality, tons of detail, and then there's other games that can't even hang and they run at a chugging 30 frames per second and look like shit. It's the same hardware. So you can't blame the console, you got to blame the game devs, you understand? In this case, just because they put even better hardware in there doesn't mean it's going to live up to the expectations of what people want out of it, or that game devs are going to actually take advantage of this. In fact, my question is, how many game devs are going to be like, well, now we want to have a special development team and mode just for PS5 Pro, right? I would argue
none, probably.
Sure. In fact, the games they literally listed here, okay? But, Demon's Souls. Where's your Gran Turismo?
I mean, like, I kind of agree with him a little bit in the fact that, like, most games do play fine on the current PS5. So, like, I don't really know if it comes down to like how the game is created and developed, or if it's actually a hardware issue. It doesn't seem like it is much of a hardware issue if you build around the PS5 infrastructure. And some game devs aren't willing to do that, and then you get ones that don't look all that great. But again, it's like, as long as it's not like stuttering or really trashy or whatever. Yeah, Destiny's like over 100, I think. GTA 5's really big. I got quite a few games that are over 100 gigs at least.
Turismo 7, right? Horizon Forbidden West, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Ratchet and Clank.
I think fucking Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth is like 160 or
There's a few
something
third-party titles that said they're going to work on it.
I'm
But
like,
my question is, moving
so
forward, are
big
these
just
companies
for
going to care?
game. And that's
Right? Are they
like, and that's with the disc. It's like the disc still takes up a lot of space. Even if you even have the disc, it still takes up a lot of space. I'm like, bro, come
put
on.
all the time and extra effort in to get this implemented
It's like,
or not?
obviously that, like, because it's like, you got the disc. I like having the physical games, but it's like most of the game ain't even on the discs anymore. You still got to download these updates or extensions. And it's like, you need the disc to play them, but most of the game isn't even on the disc. Just some of it's on the disc, and you got to download the rest anyway. I'm like, well, why?
Nah, it's there, but we don't really care, right? Especially these companies who are making.
Is
their
there
games across
limitations from the
platforms from the get-go. Are they
Blu-rays?
going to really
Because I
give a
think
shit?
this fit a
You
lot
know,
of
again,
space on
the
Blu-ray disc.
PS5 claimed everything was going to be 4K 60 frames. There's literally nothing on PS5 that's 4K 60 frames. Like nothing. Okay, it's a lie. They outright lied at the launch of the console, saying you're going to get performance that literally no games gave you whatsoever. You can either play 1080p 60 frames in some cases, others it's only have PlayStation 5s because they are the leader in the console business right now besides Switch, which isn't really the direct apples to oranges comparison. You know what I'm saying? It's basically they're leading. They've destroyed Xbox's console gen. So everyone who wants a PS5 has one.
Are you upset about that? Because we all know Phil was an Xbox cuck at first.
Negativity on social media this morning about this announcement. People were like, oh, it sounds good. And then when they said $6.99, people were like, are you crazy? $6.99 in a world market where everyone is now suffering from mass inflation. Prices are way up on everything worldwide.
Oh, we got more politics side
all
Phil
you're selling
over
us
here.
on is possibly a little
It's
bit
all
more detail,
Biden's fault. Yeah, we
possibly
got to
a little
vote
bit
for
better
Trump.
lighting,
He'll fix the
maybe a little bit
prices.
faster loading, and maybe we'll get 60 frames at 4K, which most people are not using. Most people are still doing 1080p. They don't even know what resolution they're playing games on. They just let everything auto adjust. So
I mean, I kind of do that. I have an HD TV, but like I don't really care that much. I usually pick quality over the enhanced graphics or whatever. It's like you got quality and then you got the graphics or the enhanced version or whatever. I'm like, I'd rather have my frame rate be smoother than care about graphical fidelity that much.
Selling you here isn't in demand right now. You want to know who wants ray tracing, better loading, more detail?
Rich
PC
people.
owners. They're the ones. If you really want that,
What?
you go buy a PC. What they're trying to push is
yeah.
PC performance in a console, but the game developers don't develop the games for console to implement these features. They have the PC versions implement these features. So it doesn't make sense.
But the problem is the PC versions of the PS5 games come out like 2 or 3 years after they launch on the PS5. So it's like, are you going to wait 2 years or maybe even 3 years to play Grand Theft Auto 6 on PC? Or are you going to play it on console first? You know? It's like most of these games come out for the consoles first, and then eventually they get ported to PC. I don't even think they have Spider-Man 2 on PC yet. They have the first one.
Sense. They're selling to an audience that doesn't exist. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't think.
Oh, I think it'll still sell good because you got all these like fucking tech nerds who do want the console for even though it's stupid and waste of money. But I mean, you got people who buy it.
Let's see.
Especially for Christmas time? Hell yeah.
Oh,
yeah, okay, we're done with this video. Next video.
In order to save my ass from these state taxes out of nowhere that came up out of nowhere. So people come out, we're supportive of Phil, let's cheer, let's up, let's tip. They do it, great. Now I'll get past the state taxes, but now federal tax. Oh, now you owe more because you made more money.
Alright, I'm gonna turn my cam off for this. Two shits. For the most part, if it comes to me using my character, my presence, I must be paid.
and you will when you do the work. You'll be paid after the work. That's how life works. You get paid after the work for the work you put in. Really, I tell you right now, do you guys not think that if that man came on my show, if he sat here for an hour shooting the shit about everything, right? Everything. And I'm sure he talked some shit, and I would talk some shit.
I'm trying to figure out, like, who do these fucking niggas think that I am? You know what I'm saying? Like, wasn't there a time where this nigga was, like, backed up on mortgage and all types of shit? Like,
still is.
One thing he says, oh, you own 2 homes.
I won't. And, you know, hopefully sooner rather than later, I won't. In reality, I don't own 2 homes. I have
Yeah, like the only way I'm gonna buy a Pro console is if the Switch Pro comes out. You know, like if that doesn't come out, I'm probably not gonna.
2 mortgages. That's the difference. I don't own 2 houses. I have 2 mortgages, and soon I will.
Like
only have
again, unless I didn't have the console already, like, but I already have the console.
one.
And most
Let's put it
people
that
do.
way.
I think.
Hopefully sooner rather than later. If at all I can help it, I will only have one.
Why do these niggas have some sort of like weird fixation on that I don't make money? Like why do people think that? Like because I don't floss it in your fucking face? Like I'm never gonna tell how much I make, but just know that there's no job, there's no career, there's like nothing that can compare to what I'm able to accumulate off being myself for a living. 5 bins is just me being a smartass. That doesn't even do anything for me. I don't even need the 5,000 at all. I get 5,000 today. What do I do with it? Like what do I need with the 5K? So why would I need to go out of my way to lend my clout? Look, just take a look at the when I played Deji. What did I get for it? 100 candies? Those videos basically got 1 million views. The Tekken videos, they got 1 million
Yeah,
views.
so like obviously everything about DSP this year is recycled from last year, it seems. Like you got the vest streak, and that's being recycled from like 2 years ago. And that started again. You obviously have his head full of like his fucking ego is so swollen from everyone kissing his fucking ass and glazing him that he literally thinks he's in some kind of redemption arc when he's clearly not, right? And then on top of that, like you got like, and then with Casino sucking his dick all the time, and then he's like, DSP realizes that the only way he is making any kind of money is from drama, something he shitted on so many content creators in the past for, especially Keemstar, calling them like drama misery brokers, drama brokers, how they're making blood money from talking about drama, this and that. And now he's realizing that no one is really giving him a whole lot of money for games, and people are giving him a lot of money for the drama that comes from him having guests on and quote unquote interviewing other people. So he's obviously very, very fucking desperate to get as many people as he can onto his show to quote unquote interview them. And then you go back to last year when the same fucking arc happened over again, where Phil was so fucking obsessed with doing some Street Fighter stream with fucking LTG and clout chasing the fuck out of LTG. And I don't like either one of these motherfuckers, but goddamn, like Phil is fucking pathetic in terms like compared to the two. Like he is so fucking desperate to try to get some kind of clout off LTG, and he's still pissed off that LTG like said go fuck yourself basically last year to him. And then DSP doesn't get the fucking point that he already said he doesn't want anything to do with you, and you kept persisting, and that's when he's like, all right, fine. You want to fucking have me on your show? Give me some fucking money. But before that, he already told you to go fuck yourself and banned you on Twitter. I don't think there's any more of a concrete way to say he doesn't want anything to do with you than that, Phil.
Views. I got nothing for it. Anytime that I like lend myself to something, everybody else benefits and I don't.
Yeah, he like exactly. Cause like now that he is riding high in the horse, he's begging twice as much as he ever was before. It's like, how does your begging increase when you're already getting so much money as it is? Like, you're getting more money than you were before because of all this drama. But on top of that, he's like begging twice as much, and it's like 10 times more obnoxious than it ever was before, too.
You have YouTube channels, you figure out how to get the paper. We'll never do anything. We're never gonna do anything. Like I said, I don't even need.
And I really hope that LTG doesn't fold and doesn't go on to DSP shit, because DSP needs to fucking learn that no one owes him shit, and that no matter how much DSP pesters people, that doesn't equate to people bending over and fucking doing the thing that DSP wants in the first place. LTG, in my opinion, should never go on his thing. just to piss him off, just to prove a point that he doesn't like you and he doesn't want anything to fucking do with you, Phil.
5K. I can make that shit myself easily, no problem. I don't know what these weirdos think that for some magical reason all right, whatever. I'm not gonna start telling you the prices of shit and all that. I really don't give a fuck. 300, all right, 300 gifted, cool. But I still lost at the end of the day. That moment is past. But the YouTube video,
like, I'm sorry, like, I don't like LTG that much either, but LTG loses as soon as he steps on DSP's channel. He does, because DSP will fuck him out of any money that is given to the channel on DSP's channel. He loses. So now if I was LTG, I'm like, fine, you want to do something with me? You're coming on my channel and you're not getting any of the tips that come into that fucking interview or that stream or whatever. That's all my money. Then that's what he should fucking do.
is up full of hate comments, more slanderous shit.
Yeah,
all
he
over
did.
The fucking YouTube
He ignored
channel,
him.
so on and so
And then DSP thinks that, just like he did with Craig, he's like, well, we should end this feud that has been going on for 18 months and that you've been living rent-free, I've been living rent-free in your brain. He's like, Phil, we haven't been having a feud. I don't think about you. Because, like, they don't. Normal people don't fucking think about DSP. But DSP holds these grudges internally for years and years. It's really pathetic.
So, at the end of the day, I ultimately lose when I do collabs and shit. Because I don't have anything on YouTube I could put on to force back a narrative, you feel me?
Right? But we could talk about all kinds of shit. Don't you think that people would, like, support that guy and give him some income?
Give me income. God. Who? Oh, man. This dude's lucky I'm not a standard black.
Huh?
I could just come on here and just show all types of paper trails, receipts. And just,
Now we got the internal racism going on, I guess.
I'd be like, hey, that was a really rare appearance for you. That was really good. Here's some income. You're actually reaching out to some people who wanted to see you interact with you so many years, right? That's where you're going to get the benefit from. But he definitely would make bank. I don't know if he would make $5,000 or anything, but he definitely would make some bank. Because he was
No one wants to see you and LTG go at it or talk to each other except for you, Phil. And you keep trying to, like, convince your fans they want to see that, but really you want to talk to him. Because you want to get money off of it. You want to clout chase him.
I guess it's legit. 3,626 out of 3,700 on subs alone. This man.
And now we're pocket watching.
Minimum, because it could be more. I don't know what his sub level is, but it's that $5 sub level on Twitch, right? And he's making 7, 8K a month just on subs alone. That's huge. That's to be applauded. That's to be respected. That you're making that much. Why don't you think that your fans would then support you even further?
I live in Cali, even 8 bands a month. Bro, I made 8 bands a month. Shit, 4 years ago. Like, nobody could ever come in here and calculate anything about me. Nobody knows me personally. Nobody's had a conversation about me. I mean, a conversation.
Yeah, because LTG doesn't fucking talk about his finances all the time and makes his finances his audience's problem, like Phil does. Because with Phil, you can easily fucking calculate, obviate all that shit out. Not to mention the bank leaks that happen. But with a normal fucking streamer, you can't really do that much.
Nobody's had a conversation with me. You can't guess anything.
Yeah, have LTG explain the different types of black people. That would be interesting. Jesus.
Everything about me on the internet is speculation.
That internalized hatred.
Stop trying to pocket watch, bro. Everybody's always going to be incorrect. Look, even Alexa started talking. Alexa, stop. That's what I'm saying. Like, why are you trying to pocket watch? Nigga, if I was in year 2024 and I only made 8 bands a month, that means I've been failing in life. Let's see. I'll just say this one time. So in 2020, I would say my highest year was, I'll give you guys 2 insights. Highest month in 2020. Summer 2020, I think I did maybe like 26,000 in a month. That was 2020. Let's see. If we rewind back to when Smash dropped, guess how much money I made just off playing Smash Brothers when I had my YouTube channel? $46,000. So why are you talking to me about... And we're just talking about when did Smash come out again? What year was that? And
Quite a while ago.
Playing me in Smash. 2018. Nah, that's just I'm talking about I'm not talking about currently. I'm talking about just 2 insights, 2018, 2020, nothing current. So when people try to talk money to me or some shit like that about 5,000, nobody's gonna pay, then don't pay it to me. I'm telling you of a peon price that if you want me on your fucking platform, I suggest you just give me the money. Other than that, stop talking to me about money and all this revenue and all that type of shit. I'm well taken care of. I handle my business. I've been grinding on the internet for 10 years, basically. So I'm definitely doing the right things in life. I don't need to collab with I don't need to have.
I mean, like, again, I don't like LTG, and he's probably talking shit anyway, but, like, honestly, like, who do you think is better at handling their business and making money, DSP or LTG? I don't know a whole lot about LTG lore, so I don't know if he has, like, spending issues like DSP does or anything like that. Yeah, because he was in debt, wasn't he? Like, the links came out that he was in debt and he has a kid or something like that, right?
On my stream, I don't need to collab. I'm not hungry for collabs. I got an authentic fan base that fucks with me, and I'm not going to collab with it.
Which, I mean, like, I understand being in debt, like, somewhat. I think, like, in this day and age, a lot of people are in debt. But, like, $121,000 is a lot of fucking money to be in debt for him. Holy shit. Like, I know my current credit score is not very well. But I'm not in debt that much. I'm like, I only have, like, I mean, I say only, but, like, I only have, like, average around $1,000 in debt. That's it.
It's been bad, you know, bad mouthing.
I own
shit
everything.
Like that is pointless. So I'm saying, like, these niggas want me to come on here and leak receipts and tax returns, and I'm not doing any of that for nobody. I gave you two numbers from
because he's deadbeat dad. He has a 10-year-old
Take
daughter.
what you want with it. Yeah, trying to lecture me on money making. Like, you can't do that. Like, you can't go band for band with me, as a black would say. This is a joke to me. I mean, I did that just out of love for Destiny. That's why I did the Lord collab with him. I just like the shit that he has going on and everything like that. But
What does it keep smacking my desk? Do you guys hear that?
I don't gain anything from
Stop
doing
slamming
collabs
your
if I
hands
do
down
them in
on your
first place.
desk.
I gain nothing for it. But it's just more so like, all right, I fuck with the person, I'm gonna do the collab. But why would I like do a collab with this? Like, what do I gain from this? He puts it on his YouTube channel. It goes on his YouTube channel. All the hate comments go on his YouTube channel. They're congratulating him. Like, I get nothing for it. You feel me?
I mean, he is right. He doesn't get any bit of the profits and the tips that DSP would get. He's like, oh, well, if you come, DSP is like, oh, if you come on my show, then you'll have more of your fans going and tipping you. I'm like, no, because they would tip whoever's stream it is, Phil. And since you're not going to give him a cut of the streams or of the profits from that stream, he gets nothing out of it. So fuck off, Phil.
So in order for me to endure the jokes and bullshit, I need, you know what? Instead of 5, now I need 25,000. Too many things for free in life already. The price just went up. And it's something that's not my passion. I gotta be paid for it. So give me 5 bands, and I'll play the Street Fighter game. Like, it's very simple. It's like one's clout off me.
I will not get this clout off you.
Oh my god.
You would, Phil.
Sounds delusional.
Always said you were the black DSP. They wanted to see this.
I've never said I was the black DSP.
No, other people said that you were. You've never said it, but other people say that.
Oh my god.
Hale.
What's wrong with this dude?
There's a lot wrong with him.
I never even said that. But Scott said that shit on Twitter like 10 years ago, bro. Poor guy.
Was it Scott the Waz, I think?
Always asking for it. I can't give it to you because he refuses. All right.
Just pay me.
No one's going to ever pay you. No one. No one's going to offer you money up front for anything. There's no value there. I want you to make the content first. That's how content creation on the internet works.
Well, again, like, sorry, Phil, but he earns nothing by doing a collab with you, unless, like, maybe the only way they could both get money from this is if they do a double stream. So, like, LTG would stream on his end and DSP would stream on his end. Like, that's the only way that it would be kind of mutually beneficial. And then each of their fans would tip each of them respectively. And that's kind of the only real way he could make money off of it. LTG would, because DSP definitely isn't going to get a cut of it if it's only available on DSP stream and that's it, you know? So he has no real incentive to do it.
This guy's telling me, of all people, how content creation works on it.
Well, exactly, Detractor Maiden. Like DSP has nothing to talk to LTG about. So you know that DSP would try to spin it into them having like a match of Street Fighter or some bullshit like that. Because that's the only real thing that DSP really wants, is to have a match. So they would probably just do a fucking match on Street Fighter 6 during Phil's podcast instead of actually having a talk or conversation.
The internet. You're telling me that?
Then forget the Street Fighter idea. It's not going to beat you. That's why I'm not going to do it.
Oh, yeah?
Come on the show instead. Just come on the show.
You want me to be on some stupid podcast? Give me money. Not PR money either. Something like 5K is even a little bit.
And like, I know, like, because originally last year, DSP was offering LTG to do a 1st to 10. Whoever wins the most out of 10 matches wins. And if that were to ever happen between DSP and LTG, LTG would eventually win. If it's just like 1 or 2 sets, DSP would probably win. But 1st to 10, DSP would lose. DSP cannot keep up that momentum for 10 whole games. He just can't. Because he's not, like, neither are very good at the game, obviously. But between the two, I think LTG would actually win.
Oh, I need 10. I need 10 bands for this.
Now he wants 10. He's insane. Dude, I got offered 5 times more than that to be a part of something. No one offers you anything, dude.
And you turn that down, too, because you're a dumbass. And it doesn't matter what you were offered. That was years ago. Things changed. Keemstar's not willing to give you that money anymore.
Not getting anything.
This nigga's
That's what I'm saying. He falls apart in long sets. If it's just like a quick 1 or 2 matches, maybe. But like long sets, he falls apart.
Like, Keemstar offered me an undisclosed amount that was way more than 50K to do XYZ. I'm gonna just leave it at that, though. Nobody offers me anything. I'm just a bum, guys. I get no money in life. I drive shit vehicles. I have no properties. I'm a bum ass. Remember that. I'm just out here struggling. I'm out here struggling in Cali. Because really, what am I gonna do with 5K? Like, I'm from Cali. I live in SoCal. The fuck am I gonna do with $5,000?
Well, you can get a better background. Improve your setup, perhaps.
Oh yeah, here it is. Do you love the person who was recording this laughed right there?
The fuck am I gonna do with $5,000?
Listen close.
Well, you can get a better background. Improve your setup, perhaps.
The person who was recording this just fucking laughed. Because it's funny. DSP doesn't, Phil does not understand that no matter how much money you put into a streaming background, you have to have some sort of like artistic talent in order to make it look nice. I could go to like Dollar General and Dollar Tree and spend maybe like, well, it depends on where you go, but like maybe spend $10 to $15 and make a better looking setup than what DSP has right now. Doesn't matter if you overspend on these stupid fucking lights that look terrible because he didn't place them right and they're on the fucking floor, or some shitty ass fucking tiles that he does. It still looks like trash, Phil, because you have no creativity whatsoever in his brain. Now, LTG's background doesn't look very good either, but still, like, compared the two, I would rather have the more minimalistic LTG background than DSP's background. But DSP thinks, oh, because I paid more money for this, it's going to look better, and it's going to function better, and the quality will be better. Just because you spend more money on something doesn't automatically make it a better product, Phil. On top of that, it's all about, like, scene composition and setting it up to make it look uniform and make it have some overarching theme to it, when really DSP just put a whole bunch of garbage in the background and thinks that's good enough. Yeah, he shit in RGB lights all the fucking time. Oh, RGB lights are fucking trash. Ooh, look, my computer glows. And then he was fucking memorized by the lights on his fucking PC. It was so pathetic. I'm like, Phil. Like, and then on top of that, I'm pretty sure most people would not throw, what are they called? Those lights, the RGB lights that he has on the bottom. They would not put that on the floor. They would okay. So you got these like LED lights. Why don't you like trace around this foam shit, like with the lights. Just have it like trace around the whole thing to frame it maybe or something. Instead of just having it on the fucking floor where it barely shines up and you think that looks good. It looks like fucking Beetlejuice going on in the background or something. You look like you're fucking sitting in a toxic nuclear fucking fallout shelter or some shit like that. Come on. Exactly, Detractor Media. I have an uncle who used to paint sets for like some movies a long time ago, but he's retired. But he used to do shit like that too. It's like, but yeah, it doesn't fucking matter when you're doing a live stream. On top of that, 9 times out of 10, DSP doesn't need a fucking camera on anyway. Like, remember back in the day when like face cams were only really there for like horror games and scary games to see them react? Like, but now everyone needs to have a face cam. Why? Why do I have to see your ugly ass fucking face when you're playing any game? I don't need to see your ugly face, Phil. No one needs to see that shit. And look how big and intrusive his cam is now. He has to make it look fucking widescreen and taking up so much space of the fucking screen to show off all his fucking little toys. It looks like he's streaming from fucking Toys R Us over here, Phil. It looks like trash. He has bad branding. He doesn't have any real branding at all. He's literally trying to copy Kino Casino with that stupid little portrait fucking... Like, he paid way too much for the screen thing that's literally just a digital photo frame. Like, he probably paid like $100-something for a digital photo, what's essentially a digital photo frame, and that's it. You know what I mean? It's so pathetic.
Bro, this nigga told me to... Who is this guy? Bro, is this nigga trying to school me? Oh my god, bro. This is pitiful. It's like, I'm not even mad at this guy. I'm just laughing at this
so
point.
Pathetic.
So let me get a better background. Let me put toys in the back. Let me get some green lights.
Exactly.
Put some corny ass posters and toys. Like,
yep.
I guess I should kidify my background. I think that is still salty because I like roasted his appearance one time, like a couple of years ago.
Yes,
like
exactly. I'm sorry, but it's true. Like, Phil changed his entire fucking wardrobe because of what LTG says, and now he's wearing these fucking grandpa t-shirts that look even worse somehow than the gamer shirts that he was fucking wearing. But yeah, he worked on his sexy, supposedly. I know, very poorly worked on it, but...
His background. let me start putting stupid Mega Man shit in the back, and you know what should I do, guys? Throw some DBZ posters in the back. What should I do? You know, like what should I do back here in this?
I mean, you should probably move that cat tree out of the way. I mean, just maybe move the cat tree out of the way, but I mean, his background looks fine.
Wonderful room. You know what I'm saying? This nigga's telling me to get a better setup. I'm not even gonna disclose prices, whatever though.
You're sexy, right? Maybe you get some, nice stuff on your face. You go to a spa or whatever.
Throw in my bank account and let it sit there?
Oh, see, he's so upset. He's still upset about that whole peanut butter complexion bullshit. He's like, oh, go to the spa, your face is breaking out. Bro, have you seen yourself? Have you looked, Phil, have you looked in a mirror at any point in the last 10 years, Phil? Your face is literally melting off your skeleton. But he has to work on his face. Okay.
Like, what the fuck am I gonna do with that?
So then why are you asking for 5K? Like, I don't need the money. Then why are you asking for money?
Like,
it's a principle of the thing, Phil. He's not going to just go on your show for free for no reason and earn nothing from it. He wants an appearance fee. Because, remember, LTG thinks he's a fucking celebrity, right? He's always wanted to be an actual Hollywood actor, right? So, he's going based on actors and be like, okay, well, I need an appearance fee to come on your shitty-ass show.
why are you asking me to collab? Burt Reynolds?
It was gonna...
Oh, my God.
Like, what the fuck is this talking about? I'm responding to this guy asking me for something. 5K don't even excite me.
What? What's he talking about?
Shit, 5K, really?
What was that?
Now it's like, okay, let's just say this. I got 5K, right? That I didn't have before. So to me, it's just money. It's just disposable to me. Shit, if I some Balenciagas that's been saved before, what the fuck would I do with 5K? Throw it in my bank?
So why are you asking for it? If you don't need money, why are you asking for it?
Dumb, bro.
For an appearance? I'll tell you why. Because you're being a pussy. You don't want to leave your castle. You just want to sit there.
Oh my God.
First, it's
And the audacity of Phil to say this, by the way. The audacity of Phil in his fucking gated... Sorry, let me pull this forward. In his gated-ass fucking community, where he hides from everyone. In his goddamn hug box of a fucking channel, where he bans anyone who even has an honest criticism towards him. He'll fucking ban them on the spot. But LTG's in a hug box, not DSP, who shits on everyone at any moment, holds a grudge, and tries to get the upper hand in arguments and can't. But yeah, LTG's in the fucking hug box, right, Phil? Sure. This is such major projection. It's so fucking pathetic.
I'm clout chasing. I'm not clout chasing. I know clout can interview. I want to make content people.
You are clearly clout chasing. If you didn't want it... Oh my god. This is obvious fucking clout chasing, Phil.
People want to see this.
Why do you even want to talk to him? You have nothing in common. You have nothing to talk to him about. There's no ancient grudge between the two of you that you need to smooth over. Why do you want to talk to him?
Well, I want $5,000. No one's paying you $5,000. You may make some money from doing it. Well, now I don't need the $5,000. So shut the fuck up. Right? Be a man. And either say, I'm going to come on your show. We'll have a conversation. Instead of sitting on my screen reading off my fucking Discord and doing bullshit. Do something interesting for once. All right? And you can take your 30 seconds over to your stream.
Do something interesting by being on Phil's show? Yeah, I don't think that's very interesting.
Make bank on it. You will.
Phil is trying to, like, bully this guy into, like, reverse psychology into coming on his shitty-ass show. I'm like, Phil, it's not going to work. You know that, right? It's not going to fucking work.
People will support you if you do it, right? You gotta stop being like that, man.
You gotta stop being like that, man. What the fuck?
They want to see us talk. They want to see us maybe play some fighting games, you know?
That's never gonna happen, bro. The price just went up. I just hiked the price to $25,000. And again, $25,000 still doesn't excite me. But I could just drop that in my bank account and just look at it every day, I guess. You know what, fuck it. Let's up it to 30.
I do, like, I know LG's a piece of shit too and everything, but I do find this really funny that, like, the more Phil talks and tries to push it, he's like, I'm gonna keep raising the motherfucking price. You keep fucking making these excuses and or not excuses, but you keep trying to tell me lies and fucking pignosis me with all this bullshit and try to get me to do it by reverse psychology and everything like that. I'm gonna keep raising the motherfucking price. Oh, 25 now. Oh, 30 now. You gonna keep going, Piggy? I can keep raising the price. Just keep fucking talking shit. I'm gonna keep raising the price every time you fucking do.
I'll split it with my mods. You give me 30 bins, I'll give each one of my mod a percentage of that shit. If you don't got 30K for me to come on your show and do your collab and your podcast and play your Street Fighter, then it's completely out of the question. Hey, let's finish the video, shop.
Well, I mean, like, okay, LGG, like, it's probably a good thing that LGG feels that he's so above DSP. Otherwise, LGG would probably take the bait and go on his fucking show then. And I don't think, DSP needs to learn that he can't just bully people into coming on his fucking show. He can't just pignatize and try to brainwash people into coming on his fucking show every time and get everything that he fucking wants. He needs to realize he can't get all this shit that he fucking wants. Just because you fucking want something doesn't mean you can fucking manifest that shit into a hearing. I mean, you kind of can in a way, but DSP doesn't know how to do that shit. And he's trying to, like, reverse hypnosis, reverse psychologize and, like, in a way, like, insult the guy to try to, like, bully him into coming on to his show. Yeah, it's pignatizing. Or whatever you want to fucking call it. But he's trying to pignatize and, like, him into fucking showing on. Well, pignosis. It's like, instead of saying pignosis, because, like, oh, he's pignosising him into coming on? So, no, it's like, he's pignotizing him to come on. But it's the same thing. Pignosis, pignotizing, whatever. He's trying to, like, trick LTG into coming onto the show, basically.
Like, I'm cool with that. I want to have a conversation with the guy. That's it.
Why?
That's what people want.
There's no conversation to be had.
No rationale, no fucking coping. This is what you're doing. You're gonna cope by making all these things up. Just fucking say yes or no.
That's what you're doing. You're coping right now. You're projecting a coping.
All right? And if it's a no, we all know why. And if it's a yes, wow, that'd be amazing. And people love it. All right?
If it's a no, we all know why. Yeah, because he doesn't owe you shit. No one owes you anything, Phil. Oh, feel free to use it then.
All right, well, here's the deal. I really hope that this guy will see reason. I do. I hope that he'll see reason. I hope that he'll see...
Bro, is this a green screen?
Nope, it's even more
What is
trash.
this shit? Bro, why is... I'm trying to figure out why is somebody with a receding hairline even trying to have a conversation with me.
And right here, my hairline is receding. Yes. You know what this is from? I'll be honest with everyone. When I was a kid, my hairdo was right here where
Oh,
the
Lord.
hairline is receding.
But my mommy combed my hair for
I
me.
would comb my hair to the side. It was a side combing. And because of the combing, it would pull
It's
the hairs
my
out,
mommy's
and it
fault,
actually would go
guys.
down my hairline, and that's why I have that. If I had always brushed my hair back my whole life, I probably wouldn't have as bad of a receding hairline, but it is what it is. It exists, right? But no, I'm not.
Like, we're not on the same level. Like,
I thought LTG was going to say, why the hell would someone with a receding hairline sit behind a white fucking foam that shows off just how bad his hair is? That's what I thought he was going to say. Because, like, if he kept all this blue or black or whatever, it would blend in and you wouldn't see just how bad his hair is. But because he chose to put the white foam right behind his head, we get to see all of his bad hair.
crossed over into doing media topics. I got people that come here, not even for
Is Shower Scam another detractor? I've never heard of them before.
games no more. I got people that come here just to watch me go over media topics, and we do other shit. I don't like. We've had full 6+ hour streams with no games. We're not in the same lane whatsoever. There's no point for us to speak. Mega Man shit in the background, action figures.
I mean, his background is
that,
pretty
an electric, bad. What is that shit called again? Like an electric lamp or something like that. A Hulkamania shirt. Like, this is kookly. Like, we're two completely different guys. Like,
wait, what?
Like, this is kookly. Like, we're two complete.
Phil's face is lopsided. Yep, that biscuit motherfucker looks like an airport janitor.
Completely different guys. Like in person.
Game over sign like his
This is a
career.
guy
I mean,
I
yeah.
pass up in Walmart. I pass up in Target. I pass up in the DMV. Like this.
I'll have to take a look. I'm always looking for more people to follow.
Like, are invisible to me in person. I don't even see people that look like this. Like, I got tunnel vision. Like, you don't work out multiple days a week. You know,
It doesn't work out at all.
Traps busting out the
I mean, I don't
shirt
work
like
out
this,
either,
no middle
but I'm not
cleavage.
complaining.
The face is kind of blubbery and chunky. Got the Burt Reynolds popping off at the receding. Like, bro, you should be worrying about wearing fedoras and shit like that on stream. Trucker hats and all of that. Up your style.
I've told you guys multiple times, DSP is an early version of Perry Caravello, and he is slowly going to transition into being Perry Caravello. He's going to start wearing fucking fedoras, and he'll start wearing a fucking fanny pack and shit. Guaranteed.
I'm worried about me. We're two completely different guys. I need 30K. I need to give my mods a percentage of that. If you don't got 30K for me, stop mentioning me, please. We're never going to play Street Fighter together. We're never going to do a podcast together. We're never going to do anything together. Because I don't fucking feel like it. All right? We have nothing in common. But, you can talk about
there's your definitive fucking answer, Phil. He gave you a definitive answer. Are you happy? Can you stop bothering the fucker now? He gave you a definitive answer. He doesn't like you. He doesn't want to have anything to do with you. End of story. You can't force shit on people.
tomorrow when you see this video and somebody clips it and send it to you. That's the end of that. Thank you for sharing it. Yeah.
All right. That's it for that one.
Here's Phil to tell you more.
Oh no, it's Ethan Ralph.
The king of know what? I'm the king of hate. Phil.
The Gunt is back.
Labonte, is that your name? I don't even know. I looked it up one time, but I don't care about your career. I don't care about your history on YouTube. I don't give a about what you've done, except
Now, I've said multiple times in the past that Phil needs to go on Rumble or Kick and just basically be like Ethan Ralph. We all know DSP is a toxic, racist piece of shit, right? So why don't he just embrace that aspect of himself? Go on Rumble and Kick and just be the crazy, racist piece of shit nutcase job, just like fucking Ethan Ralph and other people like that. Why not? You'd probably make more money being your authentic, hateful self than you are trying to be this person you're not on fucking YouTube.
all the scams you pulled on your audience. I do care about that. Except all the
okay,
beg
Ethan
me,
cares about that though.
Please give me money for this. Please help my working toilet. Please. Oh. Nobody believes that fucking bullshit. You fucking lying sack of shit. And you want to go at me? I really think that's a mistake. But you know, only time will tell. Only time will tell. Because I
love how he's like pretending to be some badass over here.
Dedicated myself now to...
Aren't you like hiding out in Mexico right now?
Taking you out fully.
And
we got the piggy wars going on here. The lolcows are going after each other.
And I'll let it go because that's the kind of guy I am. But if not, I'm going to fuck you up.
Yeah, right?
Bad. With everybody else who wants to fuck you up.
Nah, he's in hiding. He can't come back to the US.
Like me or not.
They don't like you.
And so
just because we don't like him doesn't mean we're gonna take your fucking side though, Ethan.
I would retreat now if I were you, because the things you have suffered at the hands of your detractors are minuscule compared to what the fuck I'm about to do to you.
Like what, huh?
I want you to really think about your actions here, right? Think about this logically, please do. Why were we pissed the next day? Why? I'm asking you. Why were we pissed? Yeah.
Well, it sounds to me like you want.
Yeah, I know a little. The only thing I know about Ethan Ralph is like watching Medicur's streams and him like digging into Ralph that way. But that's kind of all I know about him. I don't really know a huge amount about it. Going into this topic though, I'm not the biggest fan of side scrollers. I'm not. I don't like them. I don't like their bullshit show and promoting hateful people on their show all the time. So I don't like their show. But I mean, you got to give Craig the win here because he kept his cool for that fucking long after being condescended to and like just being fucking mentally abused and manipulated by fucking Phil over here. And yeah, I'm sorry, but like any normal person watching this would side with Craig over DSP though. Yeah, that fucking Melanie Mac bitch. Like they love her too. They have her on so many fucking times. And don't even get me started on with fucking Trav. Like I hate to admit it, but fucking Review Tech was right about Melanie Mac. He was. Even though he's a douchebag too, but
Wanted me to come clean on your show and get a really great piece of content out of it because it was going to be the definitive time when DSP admits to everything that everyone's been saying that he's been doing for so long.
No, you wanted to go on their show, Phil, remember? You were the one begging them to go on your show. They didn't reach out to you. You reached out to them.
And when I didn't do that, you basically had a nothing burger of an interview. 5 hours of a nothing burger.
No, like most detractors, even without DSP admitting to the WWE champions, most detractors think that interview was probably one of the best interviews with you ever, because it exposed you for a liar multiple times, not just on WWE champions, but on every topic you were asked, you were lying about and emotionally manipulating people on.
But it was good for my detractors. They wanted to crap on me, so it was a good piece for them, but you didn't have anything for anyone else. So it didn't give...
Again, wrong, because any normal non-detractor that watches that will come off seeing that you were lying about stuff. It's very clear in your body language and your mental tactics that you were trying to lie to them. And it was very clear to, like, even someone who doesn't know who the fuck you are, that just happens upon the interview, will know that you were lying. Exactly. I want to interview. I want a fair shake. I want to reach out and give my side of the story, the definitive side of the story. I want you guys to ask me all the questions so I never have to answer these questions again. That's what Phil was saying. He wanted that. He wanted that smoke. He wanted that shit blowing up his ass. He wanted all these questions asked to him so he could definitively put it all behind him, or supposedly, or something like that, right? And he got what he wanted. And he looked terrible in that interview, even to normal people who don't know who he is.
Give you what you were looking for in the
Yeah,
product.
he really just wanted to, like, try to bring over a new audience,
Probably
obviously.
really hoping you were going to get the big confession. That's why you kept putting me on the spot about send me the screenshot, send me the screenshot.
Because they're so obvious you were
We had
lying.
never discussed that before the interview. You didn't get it, you got upset about it, and that's
Could you let him answer a fucking question, Phil?
why you didn't check your email, because you couldn't get the moment anymore in the interview. You thought you had wasted 5
Because no one checks their interview 24/7, Phil. They have a life, Phil.
hours of your time, and what you said was, well, now I'm going to get him back for that tomorrow. I'll make that money in this nice destruction show that we'll do on Friday. That's actually what happened.
You're wrong about all that.
Okay,
right?
fair enough, but you
You're wrong, you dumbass.
asked me for my opinion, so that's...
It's like massive amounts of assumptions. Like, he literally has no proof for anything, and we're just seeing a peek into his delusional coping mind, right? This is just a glimpse into what Phil goes on in Phil's head all the time. He doesn't rely on facts like a normal person. He spins everything to make him look like the victim, to make him look like he did nothing wrong.
That's, there you go.
Sure. And that also tells me where your head's at.
Exactly.
We were mad because we were lied to.
Multiple times. Not just about WWE champions. They were lied about everything you answered.
Had you not lied, none of this would have happened. If you were just clear and honest with us, like you've been with like you were yesterday, everything, none of
Yeah, it's eventually going to happen to Kino Casino at some point.
this would have happened. We could have moved on. It would have been like, yeah, did we think it was full of shit? That's fine. And would the Friday stream have happened the way it did? Probably not, right? Would the monetize the hater stream have happened? Probably not, because...
But you kept talking shit about them. So they're like, okay, well, if you're going to be a little bitch and talk shit about us, we're going to do the monetize the hater thing. Which, again, was really cringy that he was trying to get all this money from detractors after the interview like that. I'm not talking about the after decompression stream. I'm talking about the streams after that.
If you just were honest from the start, none of this would have happened. So you can point the finger at me all day long, but at the end of the day, Phil, what's the old saying? You still got 3 more pointing back, right? Back at you. So look, I'll take my responsibility. I hope you look within yourself and you take some responsibility in this as well, right? And that's fine.
Because all of this shit came from you, Phil.
Fine. I do hope that we can eventually work together in the future in some way, shape, or form. Maybe you come on Side Scrollers and we do a regular show. If you don't want to deal with a politics-driven show that isn't whatever you said, right?
Right. You were extremely
Politics. Come on, Craig. Like let's be honest, your whole shows, every show you do is politics, is DEI this, DEI that, complaining about, oh, there's too many black people in video games, there's not enough white people in video games. These are shows he's done. Like, sorry, Craig, but like, you do talk about politics all the time in your fucking shows.
Extremely nice with your words, and by nice, I'm being sarcastic right now. And
when you told us to go fuck ourselves and all that stuff. So I would like to give you a fair shake someday on Side Scrollers, if you're open to it.
He doesn't deserve it. He does not deserve it.
To make sure that you and everybody else...
And I don't know why Craig is so willing to still bend the knee and give him another shot.
...knows that I am open to working with you in some way, shape, or form. But I hope, more than anything, I hope you're honest, not just with your audience, but with yourself about the situation. I appreciate your time today, Phil. I got some dad duties I got to get done. Thank you guys very much for your time.
All right, now hold on. No, before you go, let me say my piece too. All right,
Sure.
It'll be quick, I promise.
It'll be quick. I'm gonna be a little pussy.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the end. There's no more feud between you and me. Do you agree?
Yeah, exactly. Or who was that other guy? Oh, fuck, I can't remember his name. I'm not even gonna try to remember it.
Agree? That's it. We're done. We can stop going at each other's throats.
Phil, I haven't had a feud with you for 18 months, man.
See, exactly. You haven't been living rent-free in his mind at all, but he has been living rent-free in your mind forever. No, it's not Adam. It was some guy on Twitter, and then there was this big controversy with him because about some comments he made about trans people or something like that. I don't know if he was actually on Side Scrollers or not, though. I can't remember what the fuck his name was.
That's fine. Okay, whatever you say, monetize the haters, but you don't have a feud with me. You want me to play Street Fighter with you?
He was monetizing the haters after you were talking all this kinds of shits about it.
Yeah, you don't have a...
Yeah, he was like... Fuck, I don't remember what his name was. But he was some guy, he was on Twitter. It originally started with him being like, oh, just leave kids alone. Like, and I can get behind that. I'm like, okay, fine. Like, I understand that, right? Because, like, some trans people are like, oh, we need to, like look at fucking Keffels and shit like that, right? I don't agree with Keffels. I don't like Keffels. I don't like that they were trying to tell kids that they could make their own HRT or whatever and not go to a doctor. I don't think that's right, right? So, whatever. He started with that. But then he, like, basically was saying, oh, I don't believe trans people exist at all. And he was going on this whole rant about how trans people didn't exist and how they're all mentally ill and everything. I'm like, well, hold up a second now. And, like, he was getting a lot of shit about it. And I think actually it was Keemstar who was talking about it on his Twitter. Because if you haven't seen Keemstar's Twitter, Keemstar is, like, a huge reactionary right-wing nutjob. And there's nothing wrong with being Republican. This is beyond Republican. This is QAnon territory we're talking about. Yeah, Nick Merckx, thank you. And I was talking about Nick Merckx, but I don't know if Side Scrollers actually had Nick Merckx on or not, but that's the type of people Side Scrollers has on, right? But you look at Keemstar's Twitter, and it's like QAnon conspiracy level, Trump cult level fucking mentality, and he's just going off the hinge. And I know he was defending Nick Merckx when the whole controversy happened, I think. But I digress. That wasn't related. I was like, no, I was just using Nick Merckx as an example of the type of people Side Scrollers would have on.
A feud with me. You want me back as a guest on your anniversary show because you know it's going to bring you hype and attention from my detractors, but you don't have a feud with me. Okay? But okay, fair enough. You don't have a feud. But we're agreeing to this now. It's over, right? We're done.
Yeah,
we're good.
It's over. Yeah.
Okay.
It's over, even though I'm just going to lie instantly right afterwards.
So, and you were asking me now, a year and a half later.
I actually have said the R word a little bit, unfortunately. It's hard because it's like, it's a bad habit. I have said, like, I try to say regard and not the other one, but sometimes I have slipped and said it. But I'm not homophobic because I'm, like, part of the LGBT community, so why would I be homophobic, you know? But unfortunately, it is kind of like a lot of the detractors are, like, more right-wing. And which is fine if you're, like, Republican and Democrat. I don't give a shit about that. But some of them can be a little homophobic a bit. Which, like, I get, like, if you're making fun of DSP, it's one thing. You know what I mean? It's like, if DSP actually came out as gay, like, I wouldn't care. I'd be like, fine, just admit you're fucking gay instead of hiding behind your wife as a beard. You know what I mean? But, I don't know.
Will I be a guest on your show? Which was what originally was agreed
Yeah, I get that, though.
to. Correct? Like, that's what you're saying. It was originally, that was the agreement. We were going to do the interview. And then after that, I was going to have the opportunity to be a regular.
Well, I don't really care much for Duty either. I'm like, I don't really like him that much, but
guest on your show like everyone else had been. Correct?
Right.
That was the agreement.
And after the interview, I sent you that email saying like we were just disappointed, right? And the offer.
And I have had my beef with some other detractors, but it wasn't because I'm LGBT. It was more just hypocrisy on their end, I guess, is the way. But I'm not going to name names or anything. I've just had my beef with some of the people. Yeah. And there's some other ones that are really toxic too. But, yeah.
Wasn't there anymore after the interview because we felt lied to.
Okay, so
But
now
with that said, I hope we can move past it.
that's what I'm saying. Now that we've hashed it all out, right? We're all good. You're saying you're extending that olive branch, and you're saying that that opportunity is there again, possibly. Not a lock-in, but it's possible that I could be on your show.
Sure.
Okay, I'm not interested. Go fuck yourself.
What a pussy. What a little pussy.
What the fuck? Are you fucking serious?
Well, it looks like you lost your cool then, huh? Yeah, like, Detractor Media, like, I'm a bigger person myself, so it would be hypocritical of me to make fun of Kat in being, like, fatter. Now, I have in the past poked fun a little bit, but in terms of, like, I acknowledge I'm fat too, so it's like making fun of me at the same time as making fun of her type of thing. But, like, she is not innocent in this, but I don't make fun of her just because she's fat. I make fun of her for living with him, if that makes sense, you know? But, like, I'm definitely fat myself, so I'm like, they would be hypocritical just to make fun of her only for being fat, you know? Exactly, for enabling him. Or, like, she could get, like, she has accepted where she is in her life and hasn't tried to better herself, not in terms of, like, her weight, just in terms of her living arrangement. Because she's obviously being emotionally manipulated and abused by Phil, but she's not taking any steps to bettering her living arrangements by getting away from him at all. And he definitely abuses her verbally and emotionally, in my opinion. She should leave him. Right. Detractor made it, exactly. It's like, we're not criticizing her because she's fat. We're criticizing her for enabling him. We're criticizing her because she's just as much to blame as Phil is in some instances. And that she's not some innocent victim. You know what I mean? Alright, so I think this video is done. I don't think I'm going to be able to finish all these videos before, but which one's this one? Oh, yeah, we can watch this one. I know I'm getting a little hungry. I might have to get something to eat soon.
The rest of the crew still desired to
Haven't
continue making
eaten
these, and John
any
Rambo
meal
put
yet.
forth the idea that if DSP offered Respect the Pact money, then they would have no reason to stay.
That's completely false.
That's not what happened at all. Respect the Pact contacted me directly and said, we don't want to go forward with the project anymore because we're not getting the attention and clout and growth on our own content that we thought we would get out of it. And we're getting too busy with other things in our own lives, and we're just done with it. And I even said to them, would you consider under any circumstance
And
doing it
like
again?
DoorDashing in itself is such a scam. Like, I don't understand how they could DoorDash like multiple meals a day. It's such a waste of money. Just get in your fucking car and drive down there and pick up the fucking food. Like, it's not that hard. You have no other things going on in your life. It's not like he has like to juggle multiple jobs or this and that. Like, just after the stream, just go and pick up some food or take your wife out to eat in an actual decent place instead of just fast food all the time, you know?
Said, we're not sure. We were supposed to have a meeting, and this is truthful. I got food poisoning.
Such a scam.
I ate some old pizza.
I know.
And I got a bad stomach ache.
It's
and
like literally down the road and he refuses to go pick it up. Like, what?
I had to cancel the meeting. And then after that, I tried to reschedule. It just never worked. We never got back together ever again. The whole thing just fell apart.
So I guess you could blame the real reason Project 7 fell apart is because I ate bad pizza and I got sick.
Bullshit.
Okay. They might have said that. And if that was the case, I probably said, okay, let's come to an
Phil.
agreement to keep going because I wanted to keep going. But we never had the meeting. They never contacted me ever again about it. It was as if they had, holy testicles.
I know. He wasted so much money in WWE Champions. He couldn't even give her a goddamn honeymoon. And his mom wanted to give them money specifically so they could go on a goddamn honeymoon. And he's like, no, I'm not going to let you give us money for a honeymoon. I need that money for taxes. Like, what a piece of shit.
Oh.
Then you have
And like, there's clearly no romance at all. There's no chemistry, no romance between Kat and Phil. It's strictly a living arrangement between two roommates. That's all it is. She's his beard, and she's a roommate. That's it.
And then split it the 5 ways.
She is the downstairs, and he is the upstairs, and they share a kitchen.
There's no guarantee that they're going to eat.
And the bathroom, because they only have one working bathroom. But
at least try.
Phil did not do so.
It was so
That's right,
awkward.
because
There was nothing between them. She recoiled when he tried to touch her. It's like, bro, what?
To John Rambo and Howard and said that he did offer them money, only for them to ask to respect the pact themselves.
His response?
That's bullshit. I didn't lie.
I'm telling you the truth. This is complete nonsense. It was never once did they say we want money. So that's bullshit.
They don't want money. They don't
That's right.
want.
That's what they told me.
They don't want any money after this.
That's what they
Based
told
on
me.
what he says, they told him that.
Yeah. And then I asked them about it, and they said he didn't even talk to them.
So they lied. In the initial discussion we
Well,
had,
yeah, I
they
think I'm going to
outright
trust
said, "We do
them
not want
over
money." I
you
remember the
when you
conversation
have a
that
history
we
of
had in
lying to
person
people.
at Starbucks. I remember it. I knew I had to.
I mean,
hide.
that's true. Like, I don't think anyone would want him to touch you at all. I mean, come on.
It wasn't. It was the guy on the left, not the guy on the right there, but the guy on.
He touches you, instantly grease starts spreading and corrupting your body. I'm like, ah! Ugh.
On the left.
Him and me were there first, and we were talking, and he said right to me, "We don't want money. We're looking for shout-outs and attention. We want plugs in your videos."
And you didn't
so
even
people
do
will check out our
that,
content,
Phil.
all
You
right?
didn't even
and
plug
then
them.
the follow-up email was again with him.
I forget his name. It's been so long.
Phil was full
I forget his name, but I swear that's what he said. I remember what he said. I just don't
face lying to his two
remember his
friends.
name.
No, I was not. That is complete bullshit. You cannot prove that whatsoever. That's complete hearsay. That's nonsense.
This small, inconsequential
Objection
things
hearsay.
would add up slowly and drive a rift between DSP and John Rambo. Like,
And you want to know why they did? My detractors.
Ugh.
Because at this
It's
point,
because of
in
you.
2012, there was
This
a group of
man
people starting...
cannot take credit for anything. He will just blame every fucking one. Permanent victim complex, Phil.
videos called This Is How You Don't Play, which I'm sure he'll cover, okay? And then, based off of that, they wanted to try to create trolling and a rift between me and my friends. So what they would do is they would hear me say something like that in a video, and then they would go to John behind the scenes, and they would flag him in all his videos, they, like video comments on his YouTube channel. They would email him and be like, "Hey, John, Phil is taking all the credit. Phil is trying to say that you didn't do anything, and he wrote everything in the show." Obviously, that's
But you
not what
were.
actually
You're the one.
happened there.
You're the one who said that initially, Phil. So yeah, it's still on you at the end of the day because of the shit that you were saying.
Right?
Like when DSP lied about John Rambo not wanting to play Mario Party.
I start getting messages.
This I don't remember at all.
I really don't remember
Because
this
you
at
were
all. Very well,
drinking?
maybe I did say that just to get people to shut up about it, perhaps. Because I think people kept asking, "Will you play Mario Party with John? Will you play Mario Party with John?" But then I ended up playing it with my ex. Maybe I lied about that to get people to shut the fuck up about it.
My
I
ex.
don't
You
remember at
notice
all, so
how
I
he
can't
never
corroborate anything
actually
here.
says her name.
people
He
are
never
pissy.
actually says
Oh, it's not
Leanna.
mature enough for you. You piece,
He
big old
only
piece of
ever
shit.
says my ex, right? He only ever says, "Oh, my ex," because all she was to him was a status symbol. That's like, "Oh, I have a girlfriend now. You can't call me gay," because a lot of people were calling him gay or whatever at the time. Like, "Oh, you can't call me gay. I have a wife now. Or not wife, girlfriend." So he's like, he just used her as a prop in his videos, as a way to get more attention and more money by having her appear in his videos all the time. Leanne, I'm talking about. And it's like, and he doesn't even call her by fucking name.
We start showing up to your house, and what do we see? The guy starts buying figurines, starts buying all this ridiculous shit that there's no need to buy. Then we show up to his house.
Because it's my money, and I can do whatever I want with it, Howard. I'm the one who's working my ass off 7 days a week, pumping out tens of thousands of
I'm
videos
working
to make
my
a lot of
ass
money.
off, dude. What the
So I can
fuck?
spend my money however I want. What this is, he's
Wrong.
ranting because he was in a few playthroughs in Project 7, and he thinks that somehow the few playthroughs in Project 7 that he was involved in would have amounted to like him making tons of money or something. No, Howard, it wasn't. It was me busting my ass.
No,
on those
Howard.
gameplay videos by myself
No,
that
Howard.
made that money that I could buy all those figures and I could lease the BMW with. So what are you talking
Still a
about?
waste
You
of
have no
money.
fucking point. All you're doing is you're exposing yourself for being incredibly jealous by saying these things.
House one day, and what does he have in a fucking driveway? A BMW. So how the fuck do you think I feel, and how do you think these guys feel after the fact?
I don't know.
Phil was losing viewership and supporters.
Well, now you
Chris,
know.
or Mighty Furtado, the 18-year-old that co-made DSP's website and was responsible for building his computer, actually had a falling out with DSP. Starting with Chris calling DSP lazy for
Wait.
initially not wanting to...
Hold on. What was that? June? Hold on.
Or Mighty Furtado, the 18-year-old that co-made DSP's website and was responsible for building his computer, actually had a falling out with DSP.
Nice. That's pretty clever. Hold on. Let me slow this down a little bit.
18-year-old that co-made DSP's website and was responsible for building his computer actually had a falling out with DSP.
A falling out? He just had a falling out with DSP.
Starting with Chris calling DSP lazy for initially not wanting to adapt to direct capture.
He
That
was.
is true, if I remember correctly.
You were lazy. Yep.
He insulted me first, and it started this whole.
Oh,
like,
it's
feud between
okay
us. But
because
let's see,
he
'cause I don't
insulted
really remember the
me.
situation. I wanna see what June dug up here on this.
Which DSP demanded an apology for. At that point,
Like
Chris
he
had had
always
enough and
does.
stopped supporting DSP, leaving DSP to purchase the domain back.
Whenever I tried to help, he kind of just shot on me for it. So at that point, I was like, why am I going to support somebody who I've been trying to help for so many years? You know?
Whenever I tried to help, he shat on me for it. You didn't try to help. He was saying things like DSP is a dinosaur because he's not doing direct capture and live streaming. Roar, 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 roar. So if you preface it,
And that's always stuck with him. To this day, the whole dinosaur comment has always stuck with him. It still bothers him to this day.
saying that I'm a dinosaur, I'm not going to listen to you. All right? In his mind, maybe he thinks I'm helping Phil. But if you come at me in a negative, awful way, I'm not going to give a crap about what you're saying.
I'm not going to take constructive criticism or anything like that. Doesn't matter. You, like, and by him saying a negative way, it's code for you got to kiss my ass so fucking much. And then maybe I'll take some constructive criticism from you. It's like, oh, Phil, you know, I mean, like, I really like your content and you're such a great guy, but maybe, possibly, like, you should, like, get a capture device or something. I mean, there's nothing wrong with your content. I know you're amazing. You're everyone's favorite YouTuber, but possibly, maybe you can get a direct capture device at some point. It'll really make everyone love you even more. Like, that's what he wants. That's the shit he wants. That's what he considers constructive criticism, is people kissing his ass.
Saying.
You know, I co-created him a website, co-created his forums, co-built his gaming PC. I've helped him so much. And when I try to help him try to adapt to direct capture, he's not kind of really taking the suggestions from myself as well as everybody else in the chat during that time.
It doesn't end there. With Chris now persona non grata, DSP made extreme claims without evidence about the price of the PC Chris had built. Chris, not pleased with this, made a video in response.
He had made a video basically stating that he had sent us apparently $3,000, and that wasn't the case.
This guy kept talking and wouldn't shut up. He basically became kind of a detractor as a result of the situation.
He wouldn't shut up. If you just stop talking and stop giving my detractors even more negativity and information.
In reality, he never really disproved the fact that the door was cracked when it showed up, that half the RAM was either misinstalled or didn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like, it had...
You didn't know, like, again, it would probably just wasn't installed all the way. All you had to do was push those RAM sticks in, and it probably would have fucking worked. But you didn't know shit about PC building. You still don't, by the way. So you're just a dumbass and didn't know how to push the fucking RAM sticks in.
All these issues.
And the crack on the fucking case probably happened during shipment. It probably wasn't there before you shipped it, dumbass.
DSP to this day cannot provide evidence or reason why he claimed the PC cost $1,400 more
Hey,
dollars than it
Ziggy.
actually did.
I have no idea. I don't know. I literally have no idea.
And it's like, dude, so not only did I pay this guy way more money than I was expecting or wanted to spend, but now he hosed me. He gave me a PC that's fucked up. So I
It was
call him out
not.
on it, and he
Nope.
freaks out like I'm a villain for saying facts about the situation.
What was the
I'm not
facts?
going to be here to dispute what I said or didn't say because
Yeah, see, exactly. He has no evidence to prove what he is saying is true, but he's taking what he believes as stone cold evidence. He scammed me. Well, we have no proof of that because you're not able to prove your side of the story, Phil.
I'm not going to sit here and go through my history of videos.
What the fuck are we still talking about Mighty Furtado for? I bought the website from him, so it's not in his hands anymore. He already hosed me for the PC. Why is this still a discussion?
He didn't hose you for the PC. The PC was perfectly fucking fine, Phil.
And people just kept bringing it up. The guy, like, wouldn't shut up about me. I have not spoken a word about this man in how long? And in this fucking documentary, it's coming up again. Again.
Yeah, it's almost like the documentary goes over your entire history on YouTube, you dumb shit. Why are you so pissed off that I can't even pronounce it, Mighty Furtado is in the documentary on you when it's part of your fucking history? Why are you so upset about that, Phil?
Listen, I don't give a fuck about the PC, all right? I don't give a fuck about it. I don't give a fuck that I got ripped off or whatever. Here's what I want to do.
I mean, you didn't get ripped off. You were portraying that as truth when it wasn't.
Mighty Furtado, I want you to move the fuck on with your life and leave me the fuck alone. Because
He has! Bro! Oh my god, this guy is so fucking stupid. Oh my god. Phil, he has moved on with his life. June the King reached out to Mighty Furtado to ask him some questions in an interview for this documentary. That is why he is responding and answering questions. And those are the questions that you see in this documentary. It's not like he's spent the last 10 years stewing and thinking about DSP and holding a grudge. That's shit you do. That's not shit anyone else fucking does except for you, Phil. You do understand that, right? He's in this documentary because June the King wanted this to be part of it. That's why June the King approached him to do the interview. Otherwise, he fucking Mighty Furtado wouldn't have even thought of you for how many fucking years. He has fucking moved on, dumbass. How do you not see this? Holy shit. He made one video about this years and years ago, right after it happened, and he never mentioned you again after that point. How can you be so fucking stupid?
At this point, this is weird shit. 11 years later,
You're weird shit.
and you're talking about this?
Because he was
Are you out of your
asked
mind?
to.
And like, what the fuck is going on? I have not
Holy
mentioned
shit.
this in so long, I don't even remember the situation to defend myself of why I would have said one thing and another. But you saw the original response I had. I said it was 1600. It should have ended there. He kept going, and that's why the...
No, he didn't keep going. Some people were asking him questions, and he was responding. He's not bringing this shit up on his own. Not after the one video he made.
Situation continued, and that's likely why I probably misremembered or exaggerated or whatever the fuck it is. I have absolutely no fucking idea.
What a dumbass.
All right? If you have evidence, and I'm sure people will now have it, then I made it up, or I misremembered, or I lied, whatever it is, or I lied, whatever it is.
Or I lied.
Or
whatever
I
it is.
lied.
What? What am I, a moron? Yeah, I was. I literally 100% was a fucking moron.
Still
Yeah, that's
are.
right. PewDiePie has said he was inspired by me to make videos. He used to watch my content back when he had no money. No, that he didn't say that. That's a lie. Here's me being stupid, right?
So he didn't
So you're
know
admitting multiple times that you're lying.
that there was an option to switch from encoding with your CPU and encoding with your GPU. Like he just didn't know how to use his PC.
Correct.
Exactly, which just further proves that the PC wasn't a potato, that it wasn't shitty. You didn't get screwed out of your PC, and you were just a dumbass and didn't know what the fuck you were doing. And he's admitting to it here, he didn't know what he was doing. So how could you, 5 minutes ago in this video, say, oh, I got hosed out of this PC, when in reality you didn't, and you were just a dumbass and didn't know what the fuck you were talking about?
I was inept. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. So
Still
here we go.
are.
Mighty Furtado trying to weigh in. Doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Okay.
But also in December, he was making more vlogs showing his continued poor spending habits that were discourteous even to his parents that Phil set up in a hotel instead of having them stay in the condo.
Oh, yeah.
My parents are visiting for the Christmas week holiday, and they actually took the car. That's right. I let them take the BMW. So yeah, that's a lot of trust, but I trust my parents. They actually are staying in a hotel.
It's a lot of trust. Okay, guys, I am going to let you take my beautiful BMW. I'm going to trust you guys with this, even though you've been driving longer than I've been alive. But I'm somehow going to trust you with my beautiful baby of a car that I don't even own, by the way. I'm leasing it, so it's not even really his.
10 minutes away. We got him up. We set him up at room and board. It's a nice hotel.
How is that discourteous to my parents?
It is discourteous,
It was a
Phil.
hotel that was 10 minutes away. That was a really nice hotel room that I paid for. And they didn't have to stay in the one spare bedroom of my house that was really small and not set up to be a bedroom. How is that discourteous? I got them a better accommodation than what it would have been in my house. And I let them drive my BMW around town.
See, Phil, I thought you said before, like, oh, it's just a BMW. It's not anything that important. It's just a car or whatever. But you see him over here acting like a BMW, such a fancy luxury car. Oh my God. Like, the worst drivers I've seen on the road are BMW drivers. I'm just saying. The worst, most terrible drivers I've seen in my however many years that I've been driving a vehicle on the road have always been BMW drivers. They do not have any respect for the rules of the road, for anyone else, or their property. They don't give a shit. They're just doing their own fucking thing. And everyone else has to fucking swerve around them to prevent fucking disaster from happening. BMW drivers are literally the worst, by the way, just saying. But he's acting like BMW is like a fucking Porsche over here. That's what he's acting. Like, oh, I'm letting them drive my Porsche around the city. But Phil, it's just a BMW. It's a sedan. It's not a fancy luxury car. It's not anything better than some of the newer Toyotas or Nissans that are out there now, you know? Yeah, exactly. Well, I haven't seen that many Ultima drivers, to be honest, but like, come on, Phil, it's not that fancy.
The following month, Phil, on his own forums, equated using the chat function on his live streams, but not donating, as loitering. But it's okay because he's lenient. As much as he claims to be, his audience from both sides were not convinced.
That's absolutely ludicrous. That's probably me just being really angry at someone and being an asshole. That's absolutely ludicrous. Oh, it's not loitering. It's the only time that I will get upset is, let's say, for example, right now, we're doing a stream on this documentary, right? And you guys have been talking all night. You're on topic. Imagine if someone comes in here and all of a sudden...
Sadly, I own a shitty Ford, but it was a hand-me-down, so it's not like I basically got the car for free, so I can't really complain too much. But, yeah.
A bunch of people start talking about college basketball, and now the entire chat room is college basketball. You derailed the stream. It's off topic. You're not supposed to do that.
Wait,
That's
what?
Like going into a place of business, not spending any money while you're in there, but just standing around, walking, taking up all the space, doing shit that's unrelated to the business, right? It's not allowed. It's called loitering.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, Phil, that's what having a community is like, Phil. That's trying to build a community for your audience. It doesn't matter. They don't have to fucking talk about just what's going on and that's it. You won't let them have a community to talk about whatever the fuck they want to talk about.
But no, you can come in
Hondas
here
are nice,
as
though.
long as you're respectful.
Hey,
and follow the
Outright,
rules
how
and
you
not
doing?
derailing. Anyone's welcome in my chat.
I
This
like
is just me
Hondas. I
being
do like Toyotas. Volkswagens are really nice, too.
really pissed off right here about dumb shit. You know, me being unhinged at the swatting and everything. It made me lose my cool and say dumb shit like that.
It wasn't until a player shoehorned in an answer that caused chaos.
Leanna, I don't even know what that means. Leanna's fake engagement ring. Huh? What does that mean?
Maybe I should skip this because I'm going to be reacting to this when I react to... Like, my next stream is going to be continuing watching DSP react to his own documentary. And that's kind of what this video is. So I think I'm going to save the rest of that for my next stream when I go over him reacting to the documentary more. So let's see what else we have. I already watched that. Okay, I will watch this one.
What the... Dude, this is dumb. There's no way we can come back. There's a chopper in the f***ing sky during the f***ing mode. Go f*** yourself. The enemy gets better.
I like how they're
look at this.
beeping out the
17 to
explorative.
44. I'm not wasting time. I'm going to keep going until they give me a real match. Anything else, greatly appreciated, guys. But I told you I had a feeling. I had a feeling today was going to be the end of the streak, and it sure looks like it's going to be tonight.
But you see, yeah, so obviously this whole video is just him begging and, like, trying to, like, reverse psychologize and hypnotize his fucking fans into keeping the streak alive. And he did this. He did the same exact fucking thing when the vest streak was a thing. He puts such importance and like spends the majority of his streams are spent talking about the vest streak this, the king streak that. He puts too much importance on the actual streak and not so much on the actual gameplay. So it's like, obviously people get fucking bored of hearing him talk about the streak over and over again. It's like, Jesus Christ.
We got about a little over an hour left. We can't look. It's not a fair fight. Get a moron AFK. Yeah, fuck this.
So
maybe DSP doesn't exist at all, and he's just like a phantom in our mind.
So people come out, we're supportive of Phil. Let's cheer. Let's tip. They do it. Great. Now get past the state taxes.
It's probably gonna end. I don't know if it'll be tonight, but I feel like it's coming, you know. So, but we'll see. I mean, I would be amazed if it kept going. I really would. And I'm grateful. So thank you for that. And let's keep it rolling if we can. That's awesome
and
stuff.
Like it's some kind of like
this is cool because I'm getting that positive
mental gymnastics and like just trying to
getting that groove back.
Trying to like trick his viewers into donating more to keep it alive.
Loving this right now. I'm glad that you are, Jade. Here we go again. Kill order stinks. Seriously, kill order stinks. I'm the HVT, so I have to be careful. I have to try to hide.
And when he is getting that money, he like you can see it in his gameplay, in his attitude. Like he hates every single game he's playing.
This is what you're supposed to do as an HVT, so that's why
when he's not getting the money.
They finally got me. They finally got me. I scored so many points for our team by doing that. Oh, but my team sucks. It didn't do anything? Are you kidding me? My team didn't do anything when I was doing that.
You haven't done anything either, Phil.
Oh, you fucking idiots.
What have you been doing?
Oh, my lord, the whole team's in my face, of course.
Enemy HVT is down.
His reaction time is so bad.
What the, dude, this is dumb. There's no way we can come back.
His reaction team is so...
During this fucking mode, go fuck yourself. Why do you have kill streaks like that? During a mode where you're supposed to be defending and attacking a target and strategic. You can't play it. It's a waste of time. That's why I don't play those modes. That's a complete waste of everyone's fucking time right there. No, give me team deathmatch.
Your streams are a waste of time, Phil.
For intelligent players, not fucking stupid shit. I'm just trying to be stealthy and smart. It doesn't matter. Like, this game isn't meant for intelligent people. So they just fucking get away with running around like assholes. They always spawn advantageously.
No, he's afraid of women. Remember, right, Drake? He can't do that. Now, if it's a male thong, maybe, or like, no, a jockstrap, that'll be it.
Button. It helps. And consider supporting the stream. Right now, we're at $14 in super chats, 2 memberships, and $22 in tips. My concern is continuing the king streak tonight and hitting 39. So
yeah, his concern isn't actually doing his stream.
Momentum continue.
His concern is the vest streak.
Detractors who over the last 48 hours thought, oh, Phil having this documentary out and him reacting to it, then, you know, doing this Stuttering Craig interview, that'll be the end of him, right? No, I'm still
no
here.
Detractor said that.
No one's liking it, so I think you guys are a bunch of
no Detractor ever said that, Phil.
But yeah, please support the stream tonight in any ways. Appreciate it. The king streak keeping that alive would be great. Look, my team's not even moving. What?
The amount of begging is just insane.
We have a team of people who aren't playing the game. Well, I'm leaving.
They're all AFK.
I'm not gonna play by myself. The whole team was standing still.
Come on, Phil. You always say you carry your team all the time, so go ahead, prove it.
What? Oh, wait,
being shot right to his side doesn't look over at it.
It doesn't fucking tell you. It's like tiny text at the top of the screen. It's incredibly stupid.
No, it showed where you're getting hit from, dumbass.
High value target, you dumb game.
Oh my god, blaming the game more.
Come on, I just stimmed and I was instantly killed? What the fuck was that?
HVT under fire. HVT is taking fire. Keep the package safe.
There was no one there. I cleared the room. There was no one there. Then I died to people who magically appeared out of nowhere.
It's almost like they're running around or something. Federal taxes.
Immediately there. Stupid broken fucking game. What? I was using a Bravo. There's no one here. Where? I couldn't see him at all. What the fuck? I was the best.
You are awful at this.
That made no fucking sense. You stupid fucking game. What a dumb game. That was so stupid. He totally was not visible at all.
You're so stupid. Oh my god.
What the fuck was that? This is getting pissing me off now. Yeah. Insanely slide luck bullshit. Can someone please die? The whole enemy team just keeps.
Yeah, you did.
Literally, the whole enemy team was staring at me. So why'd I fucking spawn next to them like that?
Why are you shooting friendly fire, Phil?
Where? There's no one there. What the fuck, man? I got a chopper shooting me. Oh, come on. What on earth?
His reaction time is...
Thank you, Roy, for a super chat.
Oh, now you're being a bitch and you just leaving the team. My god. What a pussy.
What is going on? Like, I have no chance to do anything now. Repeated matches in a row. I can't even play the game.
Because you're that bad at it.
Bullshit, and now it makes me so I'm nerfed, and I can't even react to anything.
Oh yeah, it's that fault.
Bullshit, and now it makes me so I'm nerfed, and I can't even react.
Well, then you better get good scrub.
Because that's what the game does. They've actually researched and found there's concrete evidence that after a few matches, all of a sudden you're less responsive. Even if you're playing better, you're less responsive. The enemy gets better spawns. The enemy, yeah, look at this, 17 to 44.
Oh
I'm
yeah, sure, Phil.
I'm gonna keep going until they give me a real match.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
it is a rage quit, and you should be banned from the game for doing that multiple times.
Appreciate the super chat, by the way. Anything else greatly
Does a Street Fighter like penalize you if you just like quit a match without finishing it like that? Activision should do the same fucking thing and ban his ass.
Guys, but I told you I had a feeling. I had a feeling today was going to be the end of the streak, and it sure looks like it's going to be tonight. I mean, at this point, we're at $23, and we got about a little over an hour left. Well, if it ends tonight, it's fine. Really, no problem. It's been
guilt tripping your audience.
You guys have been nothing but crazy supportive this last month, so thank you so much for that.
Didn't it just like end up ending like the next couple days after this anyway?
I'm just gonna stretch my legs, guys. But you know what? I might as well pee.
Oh yeah. I'm just gonna go to the bathroom and stretch my legs. Not gonna do a whale call at all. No.
I'm gonna go pee, and while I'm peeing, all right, it'd be great.
Yeah,
if we get 200 likes. We have 420 people watching right now, and I'm still here for another hour. But I'm gonna go pee. Let's get 200 likes, and let's get at least to $75 in tips. Let's get to halfway to the tips goal for the night, so we can continue the king streak and let those fucking detractors know that I'm gonna keep winning. That nothing they say or do, this with downvoting of my videos and leaving nasty comments on Twitter, that it's not gonna do anything. That I'm still here and you guys
oh my god,
keep it going, right? This streak has been going on for so long. We pretty much have been hitting it every night. I never really put thought into what would be another streak. I don't even know. I think there may not be another streak. Like this was basically just like the natural streak. And it happened naturally, and
it happened naturally. I wasn't trying to perpetrate it or continue it in any way.
It's over. There's no
all
more streaks,
natural.
no more celebrations, nothing. We just don't bother with it anymore.
It's the opposite of a natural streak. You know that, right?
No tips, no super chats, no memberships. 1 gifted membership during that break. How about likes? 7 likes during the break. 7. This is how you treat your king? This is how you treat your king? The king's coffers are full of dust. They're empty. You understand? They're empty.
You're no king.
The king demands the taxes.
I stand for no king.
The content should pay the tax. All right, let's continue. No, the joke is not going a little far. The joke is a joke. Gooper goop. In fact, I already know who you are.
Yeah, but like always, whenever you have a joke, you run it into the fucking ground. Every fucking time, he just kills any joke he says. The first time he says it, okay, it's funny. But then he just keeps repeating it like a mentally challenged person. And it's just so cringy. And I'm like, stop. We get it. You don't have to kill the joke and like so bad. And it's like, find something else, man. It's so cringe.
So I'm just going to get rid of you like everybody else here, idiot. Okay. I didn't want to do that. That was bad. So I need to run right into them. I already fucked up.
I mean, couldn't they do that though, Doomer Ziggy? Like someone make a throne account and just buy Phil like really like funny like ironic gifts like that? Like buy him like a dozen eggs or something, like trolling gifts. You know how like people troll Perry a lot and they give him like all this shit that he doesn't need, like another inflatable boat, shit like that. Like couldn't people like wouldn't this open the doors to more easily troll Phil by like giving him stupid shit like that? And if it doesn't tell Phil, like if it doesn't actually show to Phil what he is getting sent, you know, like I don't know if it actually tells Phil what he's getting and what he's not getting from it or not. But if it doesn't tell him what it is, oh okay. I think that would be kind of funny though. But
well, instantly killed, even though I shouldn't have even been visible at that point. But whatever you say, game. Well,
although I don't advise it because I don't advise wasting money on this asshole in any way. But
you can always tell. Why is that guy green? Wait a minute. Why is that player green?
How does this game work again?
I'm not in a party.
Aww.
Alright, I'm not in a party, right? What is going on right now? I'm not in a party, correct?
Just play the game!
Why is that guy's name showing as green? I don't want to do that. I didn't want to climb that. I just wanted to run, and he grabbed it by himself. I didn't press jump or nothing.
Oh, the game's playing itself now, man. I don't know. It's all that new AI they're putting in game consoles and games and shit now. The game just starts playing for you, you know?
How's he my party? My party is closed.
Yeah, it is.
My party is closed.
Even though it might be a little funny,
See?
but not worth it.
Open? I had it as closed. Are you kidding me? They changed it? These
Womp
morons changed it. That's insane. Because it went open beta, they changed your fucking settings? What a bunch of... Dude, they are so fucking stupid. The makers of this game are some of the dumbest motherfuckers.
Oh, yes, okay.
They changed the party settings to open beta instead of closed. It's the same fucking app. I didn't download anything new. It's literally the same fucking app and game, but it changes your settings because it went to open beta. I mean, wow, that's genius level fucking programming and intelligence there for fucking Activision Blizzard, isn't it? Fucking morons. Who is it? Who made this one? I don't even know who made this one. Treyarch or whatever? You're fucking morons, man. Look, we have a person just standing there. We can't look. It's not
I don't play Call of Duty, so I don't really pay attention to who makes
There's
it.
no point. We got one guy camping.
Who
No one's
made this
built him
one?
yet. We have an AFK player just standing there doing nothing. Bunch of fucking idiots. The
The
hate $50 is how for
morons.
sub goal, Rage Mondays or Salty Saturday Suffering Sundays. I know, Tate says, even if the streak ends tonight, you still have RTU's chip and that's priceless. That is correct. But let's be honest, it's
Yeah,
awesome.
it means so much. Is that chip gonna put food on the table there for you, Phil? Is that chip gonna help pay for your divorce attorney, Phil? Probably not.
Keep fucking pissing off my fucking detractors every night. You know how angry they are? Like I took it.
Oh, you see how it goes. Every other word out of his mouth is, first of all, it's like, oh, the streak is pissing off us detractors, and then he turns it around and be like, well, I don't want you guys to actually donate just to piss off the detractors. I want you to donate because you like my streams, you like me. And then he'll keep flipping back and forth between the two. It's so egregious how often he, how hypocritical it is, you know? How he, like, invalidates one with the other, and he just goes back and fucking forth. Which one is it, Phil? You can't have it both ways. You can't have it that people are donating to you because they actually like your content and they want to support you as a streamer, and also have it that they're only donating to you because it'll piss off the detractors. Even though it doesn't piss us off anyway. Because guess what, Phil? We don't give two shits how much money you actually make on your streams. You could be getting like $10,000 a day. It's not going to ever help you. You realize that, right? It's all going to be wasted money anyway. So why do we care how much money you make? It doesn't piss us off at all. But it's just so egregious how he constantly tries to spin the narrative between those two different fucking factions or sides or whatever. It's like, oh, you like me, oh, but you also want to stick it to the trolls and the haters. I'm like, well, which one is it, Phil?
Day off, and they spent the entire day making clone accounts, brand new accounts with one day existence on YouTube.
I didn't spend the whole day doing shit on you, Phil. I don't think about you that much. I only think about you when I'm streaming, Phil. That's it. I only stream once a week. The rest of the time, I'm living my own life. I'm doing my own shit. I don't waste my entire days fucking with you by doing stupid shit like that, Phil. I don't.
To crap on my videos about Stuttering Craig, and to basically fucking, like,
Because you were a little... First of all, you were a total fucking bitch in that interview. And the way you just fucking ended it, like you wage quit the interview because you were getting all pissed off and butthurt about it.
Stupid stuff.
I didn't know you could wage
That
quit
was
an
the thing, my
interview,
whole day
but I
off.
guess you
They literally
can.
sat there the whole day with fucking new accounts. They're so upset that things are going well for me. They can't handle
And it takes like, what, 5 seconds to make an account? Barely. Womp, womp, womp. Alright, I already watched that one. 6 minutes. This will be the last video, I think. Because after this, I think I'm gonna end the stream. Maybe grab something to eat.
Well, let me tell you something, brother. Snort, snort, snort.
Code, drip, snort, snort. I got the drip. Go. I figure we'll chill here for a few minutes. We'll talk for a few minutes before we begin. I want to see how you guys are feeling. And remember, everyone, we are currently at the streak of 40 straight streams of hitting the King's Tip
Oh, look, it was the day, it was the stream before the streak ended, guys. How about that? This was what? This had to have been the morning stream then. So this is probably at the end of the morning stream Wait, no. This was the night before the morning stream. Yeah, so this was the last night of the streak. And then in the morning, he hit the streak again, and it was 41. And then at night, it was Wukong, and that's what killed the streak. So this was the night before the streak ended. Gotcha.
40 straight. And every single time we've done it, the people who don't like me out there, whether they're my hardcore detractors,
we don't care.
Man, they are so upset.
We're not. We really aren't.
Return to the King.
It's just pathetic.
Last month is remarkable, and they can't believe it. They can't.
We have content either way, and you're acting super cringe no matter what. So we really don't give two shits about the streak.
They thought this last week it was going to end me because of the June the King documentary. They all said, "Oh, June's going to fail."
No one ever thought that. In fact, most detractors were thinking that the June the King documentary was going to be a nothing burger and a fluff piece, and we're pleasantly surprised that it wasn't. So no one ever thought that, actually.
Actually, it's the opposite. If anything, it solidified people liking me because I fessed up and
I don't know about that.
Some of the things I've done wrong in the past, and people watch the documentary.
In fact, I can't even talk. Because I lied and I admitted that I lied, more people like me because I was honest and truthful and told you the truth after 10 years of lying to your face. So more people like me than anything. Sure. Keep thinking that.
It's me, and we're like, wow, there's like nothing there. There's no reason to not like Phil at all. He's basically
No, Phil. There's tons of reasons to hate you. So many that I don't have the time of day to sit down and list them all. You're still an abusive, narcissistic piece of shit that abuses and begs your audience for money. And that's never going to change. You have not changed. He loves to pretend that he's changed and he's a different person now. And that was old Phil. No, you haven't fucking changed, Phil, at all.
a human who's had some flaws, And
I don't even think that you're human, Phil. You might. I think you're a fucking alien.
Because this fall gaming season is going to be a wild one. We have so many hot new games coming out very shortly. In the
Why
midst
does
of
he
some
have
hot
Resident
games, so
Evil
good
on
stuff
the
coming up, right?
thing? He's not playing Resident Evil.
Yes, let's smash the streak. So tonight, if you're going to contribute, please, thank you in advance. Anything is appreciated here on DSP Throwback. Super chats, memberships, gifted memberships, or tips. Anything would help, all right? Particularly if you want to see the King streak continue, please tip. We actually set a goal if we hit 50.
So do you guys think that DSP is going to get sick again for the Halloween marathon? I know last year he got sick and he couldn't do it, but guys, believe me, my Halloween costume was going to be so good. It really was. I bought this Halloween costume and it was really cool, and then I got sick. I'm like, bullshit. You didn't even have a Halloween costume.
Streak of 50, then this Saturday when it happens, which would be Saturday's first stream, I will on the fly order some food for a live feasting
on
with
the
Phil
fly.
Well, it'll be over on DSPGaming.
That's not really natural, is it?
We haven't done a feasting with Phil in a while, and this way.
Oh, I'm sure. Even though I don't think he's going to be playing any good games at all, so. Oh, 100%. No, his marathons suck ass. But I don't think he's even going to be playing any games. It would I remember what was it that one year he tried playing Phasmophobia, but he wasted most of the time. And by the time he didn't even see a fucking ghost or anything when he was playing it, because he only played it for an hour, and most of the time was setting it up
till Halloween to do another one.
Or
a special
procrastinating and stalling. So by the time the actual gameplay came about, he didn't even really get to play it
in the middle. So yeah, that'd be amazing, It's good stuff. So yeah, so please support the stream tonight if at all you can, and I'll give you a live shout out if you do. Currently, we have absolutely no contributions.
And what did they get for the live shout out? Nothing.
But when I see some come in, I will shout them out, and let's hit that goal again. I do have a bright red vest like Barry Burton. If we hit the King's Tips goal tonight, I'll put on the red vest to match Barry Burton in the game, because we're Jill side, so it makes sense. By the way,
I see. This was the night when he was doing that retro react bullshit. So he was retro reacting to his Resident Evil playthrough. I see.
We have 0 tips,
with the new AI upscaling, which is bullshit.
Let's get some support for the stream, guys. Let's get some support for DSP Throwback. Having a good chill time tonight.
But if he was faking tips, why didn't he fake the tip before the vest streak ended, though? Yeah, he is not a very good one, though.
Go ahead and get some stuff on the leaderboards, all right? Here we go. I received the first tip of the night, a $5 tip. Let's get Sunday night started. Thank you for a nice
fake tip right there.
I very much appreciate that.
No name or anything.
Let's get the tips rolling. we can hit that goal and keep that marathon going. Hit 41 streams straight of hitting our goals and crushing them, and keep going towards that reward. Remember, I said if we hit 50, then this weekend when we hit it, next weekend that is.
Wow, because we haven't seen him stuffing his face with DoorDash before, right? There's not a shitload of videos on his re-ack channel that you could literally just go and recreate the Feasting with the King shit that is on all his videos all the time, right, Phil? This time it'll be new and different, though.
With the King, where I will order some food and we'll do like a fun meal together live.
A fun meal together live, okay.
So it'll end up being like a month and a half kind of interim thing until Halloween, because Halloween's probably the next time I would do that. So
it's like a self-perpetuating cycle.
I appreciate that. I received a $5 tip. DSP
and he's still spending money on champions too, so all that money's being wasted.
From End of Days and Ace of Spades. Well, thank you to End of Days and Ace of Spades for a $5 tip. I appreciate that. I don't know if I'll be running for president this year. I feel like maybe it would be a little bit too late to jump into that.
No one would vote for you.
And I think it's
you have way too much skeletons in your closet to ever vote for or run for president, Phil. Let's be honest.
Anyway, maybe I should stay away from that. You know what I'm saying? But I do appreciate your support. And now that my documentary's out and everyone's okay with me,
I know Kino is, but I don't really see what could be worth doing so, because it's like, what are they trying to? What's the final payoff of them doing 4D chess with this idiot, right? Like, they were trying to do the Medicare thing, and that kind of backfired. And no matter what the payoff ends up being, I don't think it's going to really be worth making them lowering themselves by sucking Phil off so much, if that makes sense, right? So he's sucking himself off so fucking much, or they're sucking him off so fucking much, for what? Some sneak disses here and there? That's not that really worth it, in my opinion. But
I feel like I could run for president if I wanted. I mean, I certainly haven't done anything egregious.
Yes, you have.
Any more egregious than what actual presidents have done. So
oh, bullshit.
One day we'll have to see. Let's just put the part.
Can you imagine this idiot as a fucking president? We'd get nuked in 2 seconds.
Thank you guys for watching so far.
North Korea would fucking nuke us.
Retro React. I hope you're enjoying.
Somehow.
Part 2. Cool.
Maybe.
All right, really quickly, guys. I gotta pee, and I know it's really early, but it hit me like during this part. Like,
whale
call.
Give me
a second. I'm just gonna run use the restroom. I'll literally be right back, and then we will resume. Don't go anywhere. And by the way, if someone felt the need to perhaps fill the King's coffers with some contributions during the break, or perhaps would like to like the stream and help this channel with engagement, I wouldn't complain. I think that would be a very good thing to do. All right.
Why would you complain about that? I gotta go call OIC and you whales. Because let's be honest, it's still the same 2 or 3 fucking people supporting this idiot. It has not changed since then.
Perhaps you did not hear the King, who said right before I went to pee that it would be a great time to contribute to the stream and help out in any way. Perhaps you it's falling on deaf ears. Well, anyway, guys, please, if you're here tonight and you're chilling, please support the stream in some way, but like it. Give it a like. Engagement is key. This channel actually doesn't get a lot of attention and a lot of engagement. So if you're here tonight, please at least give the stream a like, give it a click. Thank you for everyone who is here chilling and having a good time. The engagement is very good if you could like.
So you have DSPs claiming that Black Myth Wukong was the game that ended the Vest streak, right? The King streak. But somehow this didn't. No one sits and watches his dumbass narcissistic retro react, where he literally just quote unquote reacts to his old boring content. But he is blaming the game for why the Vest streak ended. Not the fact that they just maybe ran out of money or that you were just getting too egregious and annoying with it, so they just didn't choose to fucking finish it or any of that. No. It wasn't. It was the game's fault. Right, okay. It's the game's fault that the streak ended, not... I mean, like, if anything would have ended the streak, I would have thought it would have been the stupid retro react bullshit. Because he almost never gets anyone actually watching this shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, the baking is so much fucking worse than it ever was before, too. It's so annoying. His annoying levels have reached, like, epic proportions. He is literally unwatchable. Even more so now than ever before.
Let's get it to 100 with 54 likes.
It's like
get it to 100
Phil with a swollen head and more confidence is like the worst thing because it's just so annoying.
Climbing, it would be great to get some more likes on the stream. Outside of that,
Like,
let's make the tips goal happen and continue.
literally half of his streams is him talking about the streak and the money and him getting money. It's not even about the game. Like, at least before he pretended that it was about him gaming or doing this or that. It's literally just unwatchable garbage where all he does is talk about drama, which at least when he talks about drama is sort of entertaining. But most of the time it's just about the streak and money and begging all the time.
The king streak, all right?
I think Morse
Here we
Critical
go.
needs to do another
Busker, you think the begging is
fucking
incessant? Well, then maybe
video
you should
on him.
contribute, and I would shut up about it. But, you know, instead you're just going to sit there and whine like a little bitch. So I'm
Wow.
going to make fun of you on the
What a
stream.
cocksucker.
Alrighty, let's continue. Alrighty, everyone. We're back.
Yeah, it's so egregious. It's so bad. Jesus Christ, Phil. All right, well, that's going to be it for the stream. I think I'm done for today. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you, everyone, for watching the VOD after the fact or whatever. He is just so bad. It's just gotten way worse. It really has. And it's going to continue to get worse, and we're always going to be here to call him out on his bullshit and laugh at him because he is getting more and more unhinged. Honestly, like, after last year, I had no idea how 2005 was going to be better than last year, because last year he was so unhinged last year, and it was so fucking funny, and I had no idea how he was going to top himself this year. But he really fucking has been pulling it out. He really has been making it happen by making himself be even a bigger fucking clown than he ever was before. It's such large amounts of coping, projection, delusion. He is like suiciding really fast into rock bottom. Every time he hits rock bottom, I think every time I think that he hits rock bottom, he keeps digging even deeper. It's insane. It really is. But that's enough from me. I'll see you guys all later, and thanks for stopping by again. Stay safe out there.